right, so here are our heroes. So what we had, what kind of went on is the two halflings that run this textile place were here. Our heroes got here early. They kind of acted like they were just browsing. And 4 ruffians came in. And the 2 big people, namely Britannica and Alekma, blocked the door. Cyrano kind of skulked off into the corner to try to be inconspicuous. A lot of really weird dialogue went on and some really strange conceptual plans that tried to happen. And it was a lot of fun. Needless to say, at some point, Annie, in plate mail, climbed up on the counter and, like, threw down some proclamations and stuff like that.
It did what?
You got up there and you were all like, ah. You know, she was...
I sang?
She was shaking her thing and doing like, you know, drunk girls on tables. That's what they do. But the last thing that happened is the discussion kind of went on to the fact that there were a new criminal element had been in town for the last couple of days. And whoever it was wasn't welcome here, and they'd been taking things too far and cutting people's heads off. And then they noticed that Britannica has this massive, great big kind of executioner axe, and that was kind of like the penny drop, as they all like, oh, wait. You're them! You're them! You're the beheading people! That's what they're thinking. So, anyway, that's kind of where we left off. Yeah, so, yeah, after he kind of looks at you and says, you know, and they, you know, cutting their heads off, and, oh, wait. And then you can see him, like, pointing at you, and in particular at that huge, big, shiny silver axe of yours. It's just kind of, at this point, they're all, like, just staring and exchanging glances.
No, we don't know that it was an axe. You don't know that.
It was. It has to be you. You're terrifying.
Yes, I'm aware, but it wasn't me. Right? Alekma, tell him it wasn't me.
Are you sure it's not you? They seem pretty afraid of you.
I know
I am.
I just blocked the doors. She does all the dirty work.
Oh, you're not gonna chop my head off, are you?
Right, they've all of them have kind of got like a mean, angry look on their face is starting to come as he like glances across the other side of the room and like gives the nod as they kind of step up a little bit.
Oh.
And he says, now we may do some things around town that some people may not necessarily approve of, but we don't murder our own.
The rich people are your own?
The rich people are a vibrant source of income for us. Why would we want to cut their heads off? And quite honestly, we take great offense to anybody that does. And, well, you come into our town and start causing trouble and lopping the heads off of some of our favorite marks. Well, as sinister and as somewhat large as you are, we can't let that stand, can we, boys? And as he says that, he kind of glances behind him to try to include Cyrano in that.
I'm gonna, so as he looks back, I'm gonna say,
What? Well, as noble as that might be, what do you plan on doing against her? She's twice your size, and look at that axe. I don't know if I'd be able to do anything.
And I'm gonna be cowering in fear.
There's 4 of us. 5 if you can grow a backbone. I think we can handle the 2 of them.
Or you could take us to your leader and we could learn the rules of the city.
Or I could chop all of your heads off right now.
See?
I'm gonna swing my axe around a little bit.
Okay.
Just
with that, you can see like, so as this is going on, Annie, you can feel like you're being tugged from behind, like somebody's yanking on your bright orange robe.
Bit, what?
He goes, "Don't let this happen in my store. This wasn't part of the bargain. This was expressly to be avoided." That was the deal.
I'm trying to listen. Please be quiet. Okay, I'll do my best.
Okay, with that, you see him, he just sits on his stool and he's like... And he looks very, very forlorn. And with that, he says... Now, big fella, are you part of this? Are you her accomplice?
I just think two criminal elements should work together, not apart.
There's a huge... Don't you stand there and try to justify your murdering ways and say that we're anything alike. We don't resort to violence unless we absolutely have to. And then it doesn't involve lopping off of heads. No, you've taken things way too far. And quite honestly, I'm thinking there's probably a reward on your head by now. And me thinks it might not be a bad idea to cash in. What do you say, boys?
So
and
they're
like,
not leaving this building.
Okay. The one with the crossbow has now kind of raised the crossbow at like waist height, and he's pointing it right at Britannica. And while she's looking the other way, he shoots her. No.
Sorry, somebody just ran into my window. I don't know if it was a bird or what. Poor thing. Won't be dead.
Yep. Birds go to die at Crispy's house. That's what happens. Dead birds everywhere. All right. Okay. Yep. And he's kind of standing there and looking very, very itchy.
I'm poising with my axe up.
No need for any of this violence. Can't we just sort this out peacefully and between...
Well, we tried, but they don't want to hear anything. They don't want to do a deal, so I guess we'll just
We don't
continue
deal
doing
with
what I'm doing.
murderers.
Oh, so you're just going to be
Besides-
petty thieves?
Rightly or wrongly, we took money to protect this establishment from the likes of you.
Wrongly, very wrongly.
Yes. We're not here to harm them.
No, they're not here to harm us. I'm sure this is just a huge understanding, and that there's not very much room in this shop for this sort of thing, especially when some people are so large. Why don't you step outside and maybe the cool air will calm everybody down?
Oh no, we're not going anywhere. You're going to go tell your stupid leader, one of you, that we're here and we're the new bandits in town and we're going to take over. This is our way of ruling the underbelly.
I give Britannica this side
Britannica,
glance.
give me an intimidation roll, if you will.
Come on, Britannica.
I want to see how far this line of bravado is going to go.
Intimidate.
Because it's going to go potentially one of two ways.
Oh my god, it's still so good.
20.
Freaking
Okay.
beastly, man.
He kind of... You don't even seem to realize this. We're just four of many. You may
many have I
stand there
taken
with
out
your
already?
huge axe looking tough in the face of four considerably smaller men, but don't underestimate our skill. And my friend there with the one eye, well, that one eye has got the best crossbow shot in all of Riverbreed.
One eye.
Listen, why don't we just take this up with Cordell himself?
Oh, you actually remember the name. Nice.
He says, because nobody sees Cordell. Nobody. It's not
I'm
an option.
Nobody. I'm somebody, and I want to see him.
Well, you can't see him, and that's not going to happen.
Then you're not going to see the light of day.
I warn you, if you try anything, we're quite capable of defending ourselves. Now, why don't you just lay down your weapons and come quietly?
Oh, no. There's only one way this ends. Cordell. Right, Annie?
I need you two to calm down. Look at the size of that woman, and look at the size of you two.
Size
look
isn't
at
everything,
me.
you know.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
As I'm like
I'm gonna
cowering behind the
step forward.
table.
I'm going to step forward a little bit, and I'm going to release my wings.
Oh, are you really? You're gonna...
Oh, what the fuck?
Okay, shit's just about to get real. For some reason, I didn't put your winged form on this sheet.
Because who would put their wings out inside?
Me!
So let me just go and grab your token, your winged token for you.
What are you doing, Prince Adam?
I don't know. You're not doing
Awesome.
anything.
Because I'm speechless because you're got
Well-
weird.
Help.
I can't.
No.
Okay,
was
so
swimming
basically
super.
you go like, and
How
pop
about
the
now?
wings up. As soon as that happens, the one guy in green kind of backs up and like slams straight up against the table,
Uh-oh.
and the whole table kind of like goes and shakes a little bit. The other two also take a kind of a step back in surprise and alarm. The halfling kind of jumps up off of his stool and runs over to the edge of the counter and starts to peer over, and he says, "What's that?" And the leader, he kind of looks and
nothing.
says, "You harpy."
Ooh.
How dare you? I'm gorgeous. I'm no harpy. I'm the guardian here. I am the one who's going to save all of this town from whatever
By
petty
cutting
little...
innocent people's heads off?
Yes, a few rich, pompous heads have to go to start a new era in this town.
I'm very poor. I'm very poor.
Okay.
For the record, I'm very poor.
It's like they're all just... Initially, they were getting very, very angry, and now they've kind of like gotten a little bit confused and a little bit, what's going on? What? So, but they're also kind of, this guy has moved slowly around to this corner, and this guy is kind of moving to where he was, like trying to get a little bit further away from where you are. And he says, "Okay." He says, "Anders, if she moves, stick a bolt right between her harpy eyes. Vile winged wench, you."
All right, that's enough, and I'm going to flash them.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I mean,
I got what you
they throw beads. They all throw beads. No, okay. So you're going to use your flash ability?
Yeah.
All right, so
Find
there's suddenly a huge flash of light. All of those will need to make a saving throw. Roll for the leader first, and then we'll roll for everybody else. Oh, he's failed. And we'll roll for the other 4, and then we're going to have to roll for hobbits.
All right.
Oops.
All right, so the guy in green, that's a pass. The one with the crossbow, that's a fail, I believe. And the one next to him with the sword.
Nice.
Okay, and our halfling friends.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Well, amazingly enough, the two halflings, but that's probably because they're so low down that they were shielded by most of it, so...
And Annie's in the way too, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so, this guy here, let's go ahead and, tag him.
Or is the table here? Is there a way for me to get underneath it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, as those guys were, as I was cowering and they started moving away from me, I was going to try to start sneaking under the table.
Okay. Let's see.
So I don't know if you want me to roll for that or whatever, but that would be what I would have been doing.
What is the skill that you have? How high is it?
It's pretty high, I'll tell you.
I mean, go
exactly
ahead and
what it is,
roll,
though.
but
Okay.
I keep
Move
clicking the
silently,
wrong button.
or which one? Which one do
it
you
would
want?
be move silently, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a plus 10, but I will roll because last time I think I tried to do it, so still 16.
16. Yeah, okay, that's not a problem. You can, I mean, with the sudden flash of light, obviously, 3 of them are like stunned by the blast. One of them with the hood, ironically, just manages to kind of turn his head at the right time. But other than that, the other 3, for this one round of combat, effectively are stunned. So what do you guys want to do? You've got 6 proverbial seconds before they're able to act. And then, of course, they are still under the dazed effect, which gives them -1 to hit, -1 on all their skill rolls, and -1 saves. So...
Should we roll initiative? Or?
So I was about to say, why don't all of you guys roll initiative, and we'll see where you're all going to be in the order.
Ooh, Chris.
Alrighty. Alright, so... Britannica's on a 20. Cyrano a 16. Lekma 11. Annie is a 6. I'm going to roll for their initiative, just so I know where they're going to be. And only one of them, in theory, gets to do anything. And they're going to be... right there. Alright, okay, Britannica. So, you flash them, the light goes off. 3 of them are suddenly like... all like zoned out. One of them has just kind of pulled his hood over his face just in time. What do you want to do?
The one who wasn't stunned.
That would be
Which
this
one is
dude.
that? That one? Okay, so I want to close the distance on him, and I want to try to disarm him.
Okay.
I'll just go,
Alrighty.
"Jah!" and just chop his little sword out of his hand. Or kick it out of his hand, or whatever you want me to do.
Okay. I mean, he is fully able to act. So if you want to, do you have? Let me see here.
A skill for that? Oh.
Yeah. Do you have any feats for disarming?
I don't think so. Do I have any feats for disarming?
I don't know. Do you?
I'm checking. No.
Yeah, I don't think you took like a brawler
No, I
kind
don't.
of a yeah.
All right.
What can I do?
If you don't have the additional feats that go with that,
I have 2 feats. Does that help?
sorry.
I have 2 feet score.
Oh, you have 2 feats.
Does
Oh,
that
well, that's
help? Yeah.
awesome. That's all you need to do that.
Perfect.
No, so basically, if you don't have the feat, so you make a melee attack.
Okay.
If you do so with a weapon, you knock the opponent's weapon out of his hand into the ground. If you attempt the disarm while unarmed, you end up with the weapon in your hand. If you're attempting to disarm a melee weapon, which you are, so you would you provoke an attack of opportunity because there's a feat that takes that away.
Okay.
It makes it to where you wouldn't have the attack of opportunity from the target you're trying to disarm. So first of all, you provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
But you don't have the improved disarm feat. So that kind of happens because you're like rushing in without any, offensive attack. So he gets to make an attack of opportunity, which he's going to do.
He's going to do that before I attack?
Yes.
Okay.
And he will miss.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you do opposed rolls. So you and the defender both make an attack roll.
Okay.
Now you get a
Our
+4
flank, right?
because you're using a two-handed weapon and he is not.
Yeah.
And flank? Is that anything? Or
He
'cause
technically he's not flanked because
I don't know. Snugs is on.
Snugs is
all
under the
fours
table.
back
It
there.
depends.
nice his little
So
ankle.
right now, Snugs is not actually attacking him or anything yet, so he's not threatening. So he wouldn't get flanking. But I don't
Okay,
think
so
you're
just
gonna need it.
+4 attack bonus?
Yeah, so you can add +4 to your attack bonus.
Okay. Attack.
What?
Oh.
A 35.
Sorry.
Good luck, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think I got it. I think I shattered it.
I don't think he has to roll a natural 20 basically.
Well, even then.
Good luck, dude.
Nope. Okay, so bottom line is, yep, you close the gap, and with your two-handed axe, click, like you hook the axe around the shield, the sword guard, and fling it flying out of his hand. So he is now without a weapon. Good job. And seeing as technically that means y'all started some shiznit.
Toll. If you
We're
can
going
call
to
it
go
that.
ahead and crank out the appropriate type of tune for this sort of thing. Okay, Cyrano,
Yep.
what do you want to do?
So I'm going to quickly move into position behind this guy here, the leader, I guess. And I'm going to take one dagger and put it right on his liver, and put the other one right on the side of his neck from behind.
Okay.
And go,
Okay, easy now. Oh, big fella, take it easy. Let's not do anything hasty.
Right, he is effectively completely stunned, so you do not have to roll because all you're doing is going like this, right?
I'm not
so-
attacking him, though. I'm not hitting him.
No, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. But
holding
so
him
you
hostage.
automatically succeed. You
Okay,
don't
cool.
need to roll for any of that.
Yeah, I'm putting just those two little tips in. Hey, if it draws a little blood, so he knows I'm there, that's
Yep.
okay. But I'm not trying to kill him. I'm basically trying to take him hostage or just have him not act.
Okay. Alekma, what do you want to do, bud?
Your move, big boy.
Oh, jeez. We're doing this so poorly. I'm going
Hey.
to bull rush
I don't know what.
this
You
guy
want to turn
with the
into a tree, dude! Don't even!
Shush! I'm doing my genius move, which probably will not get us in trouble.
Oh my god.
I am doing a bull rush on this stunned guy in the sword. I'm
Okay.
gonna pick him up and throw him out that window, which is I know is shuttered.
Oh, cool!
but
So
I'm-
it escaped.
All
Cool,
right.
then he goes,
So,
tell everybody
again-
this. Tell all his friends.
Do you happen to have improved bull rush as a feat?
No, I do not.
Okay, so under normal circumstances,
check
you
it.
would provoke an attack of opportunity,
really
but your
I know.
target is stunned. Therefore, he gets
Oh
no
my
attack of
God.
opportunity.
No.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pick him up. I'm thinning the herd. That's my idea.
You're giving him an escape!
Okay, so basically, you and he make an opposed strength check. He fails because he is fully stunned. So you succeed. So you knock him. You can knock him back 5 feet.
Really? But if I want to like pick him up and throw him out the window?
Don't let him, Gore. He's
Well,
ruining my
that's not
plan.
really how bull rush is. I mean, you can
I mean,
run
yeah.
and like slam into him. You can grab hold of him and go with him.
That's kind of. I mean, obviously.
But I mean,
letting-
you're only going to move. It only allows you to move them 5 foot.
Ah.
So,
Oh, Lord.
you know, it doesn't have an infinite range on it. So, I mean, these are
Alright.
5-foot squares, so you're going to push him to about here.
Makes me a little sad, but I understand. I'm gonna make sure he falls on the ground, though. He's not upright.
Okay, you can knock him prone.
I am knock him prone.
Yep.
Yes.
If that space is occupied, like if there was something there. So, I mean,
Thank you,
basically, he
D&D
can't go
rules.
through the table, so he's going to end up prone, yes. Okay.
Safe by the rules. For
All right,
what?
Jane, you want to call the city guard or something? That's probably a good move here.
Yeah. You want to slit both the halflings' throats?
So
Why not?
this guy, who is the only one of the enemy that can attack, now let me think. What would he do?
What you gonna do?
All right. Well, I mean, so you see him momentarily glance down at a dagger, but then he has second thoughts, and he is going to make a tumble skill roll.
Ooh, a little tumbler, huh? Tumbler's better than pumpers.
And he is going to roll underneath the table out of the way. Oh, I don't want to grab hold of
Wait,
you.
which person is this? This is
Um,
my guy?
That's this guy. You may make an attack of opportunity on him if you wish, Britannica.
Ah, sorry, dude. Gonna do that.
Just don't
That's
like
because he
split his
is like
brain or anything.
I'll try not to.
Yeah, don't
No
kill him on
promises.
accident.
That's just a straight attack, right?
Non-lethal.
Yeah, I guess I'll make it non-lethal. I got him. Can I make it non-lethal if I hit?
you can smack him with the flat of the axe if you wish.
I want to knock him out. Yeah. If you give me
if
that.
it does it.
With the, like, the...
All right, 22. Yeah. So as he goes under the table, you basically go smack. The side of the axe
Booty.
hits his head. The other side of his head hits the table, and he just goes boom, boom, and just collapses unconscious on the floor rather than getting underneath the table.
Okay, mine's done. What? You guys?
I think
Right,
so.
Ashaf, thank you for the resub, my friend. Take your pants off, hit the height.
Thanks, Ashhead.
Woo.
Ash out.
Oh, yeah. All right. And Annie, you are last
Finally.
in the equation.
I do an Olympic jump and run to the crossbow guy and attempt to smack the crossbow out of his hands.
Yes.
I'll slide that baby across the room.
Okay. Sure. You can try to do that. So you're basically doing the exact same thing, except all you have to do is make an attack roll. He can't oppose it because he's stunned.
All right. Don't miss this.
So this is now WWE night on how we roll. Pick up a table and hit him with it. You need a kendo stick.
11.
Kevin Doc, reset 20 months. Take your pants off, hit the height.
Thanks, Doc. Doc.
He's stunned though, so.
Stupid.
Yeah, well, he counts as flat-footed. It's for that's still that's just enough. So
Oh,
yep.
Thank God.
You lucky duck.
You are a lucky Doc.
All right, so you run over there, and while he's stunned and kind of fairly loose lip holding that thing, you're just like smack and knock it down out of his hand. Okay, start of the next round. All the stunned people are no longer stunned. They are now considered dazed, which means for the next 6 rounds, they can do whatever they want, but they are at -1 on all things that matter. Okay. And this guy here, of course, is unconscious. All right, Britannica, what do you want to do?
I'm just gonna turn to Cyrano. I'm like, do you got it? Do you need help?
Why are you asking? It's fine. I got it. I got it.
Okay.
Right?
well,
I'm gonna look up at the guy I'm holding.
Right? We're good. Everything's fine.
Well, initially, he starts to kind of like pull forward, but then once he realizes, he sort of...
Good boy.
and he seems very confused because he has no idea how he got in this position in the first place. Okay. You make your point. 2 of them. I get both of them.
How about you drop that weapon, huh?
Okay, yeah, he drops his rapier on the floor.
I'm gonna kick it out of the way.
Okay.
All right,
Alrighty.
I'll take my blades off of him,
Okay.
but I'll still be ready if he moves quick. I'm
Right, so
going.
Yeah, I'm
you're
keeping-
basically
I'm staying ready
poised
to-
and ready, holding an action to attack him should he do anything.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay,
That's
and
basically
Britannica,
what
you're doing the
My
same?
turn technically is that too. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
just basically
Okay.
waiting for
Yep, makes
any
sense.
false moves.
Alekma. So you've knocked your guy down to the ground. He kind of like shakes his head as he comes to, and immediately will begin to try to scrabble up and reach to pull his sword up and try to
Yeah.
push himself up with one hand.
I'm going to press my spear
Mr. Corey
against
King,
his.
thank you for hitting that.
Thank you. I'm going to press my spear against his chest to keep him from getting up. Use it as like just a no, you don't, or I'll stab you. As I'm looming over him.
Okay, so you're gonna just poise. Okay. Under the circumstances, with you being huge and above him with a big, massive spear, and him being prone on the floor, he's kind of like lays back and just lets go of the sword. Okay, with that, the only one left to act is this guy who kind of like glances around in front of Annie. He's like looking to see where his crossbow's gone, and initially he's going to make a dive for the crossbow. You may make an attack of opportunity if you wish, Annie.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
gonna try to hit him with the side of my sword, also as a non-lethal.
Okay,
attack.
go ahead and belt him.
All right. Come on, do better than the last.
Please.
Okay, That's
Okay, you actually miss.
no.
Incorrect. Freaking.
Yeah, because he's now moved. So you kind of miss. He grabs the crossbow. He's just gonna spin around and at close range, just go and shoot it at you.
Okay.
Just all because it's all like crazy panic mode going on in here right now. He doesn't know what's going on. All right, so he lets the crossbow go. We'll hit a 17. I don't think that'll hit you, or will it? What is Annie's AC?
It's 17.
Oh, so it does hit you.
no.
Okay.
Oh.
No.
All right. Okay. The heavy crossbow bolt glances off the tip of your
Okay,
shield and
that's
just kind of like
alright.
ricochets up and just nicks your shoulder. As the crossbow kind of then goes flying across and like sticks in the wall on the other side.
Okay.
And he looks in horror as that happens. Like, it is now your turn. What do you want to do? After he misses, incidentally, he drops the crossbow like this.
Oh, really?
Yep. Oh yeah, he knows he's got. It's a heavy crossbow. It'll take him. He knows he's got no chance of reloading
Hold on a
that.
second.
I would like to get in hostage
You stay there.
position. Try to grab him and do the same thing kind of Cyrano's doing. Together.
Okay. He's
Or
not going to
around his
resist you.
throat. Fantastic.
Yep.
And I move in behind him, get the little.
So
kind of on his
actually,
throat.
strangely enough, you guys for once in your lives have, I think, actually just pulled off a really good capture maneuver. You have one unconscious and the other three
welcome.
at weapon point.
Christine.
So,
I will not think.
Normally, when you guys try to do this, it never works that well. But yeah,
I mean,
congrats.
whenever
I mean-
you try it, until I came on board.
There you go.
Interesting.
I
I
just
think
want to
it's
say,
even worthy of this.
it would have been better if I could throw him out the window.
No.
No, it would not have
No,
been better.
shag it.
Okay.
You yelled to have
Apparently, you deserve two of them.
to-
Okay, as soon as that happens, you hear Rick Fried going, "Bravo! Bravo! Oh, bravo! I told you, Imelda. This is why we hired them. Look, no bloodshed whatsoever. They're experts, I tell you. Worth every penny.
See?
Terrapixels, thanks for resub. Much love. Take your pants off.
Rick Free, we're gonna need some rope. Do you have some rope?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, we're gonna need a lot of rope.
Imelda, my dear, could... Never mind. And he then kind of like opens the back door and goes further into the building. Imelda is just kind of still perched on the edge of the counter, peering over, like in confusion, surprise, and a little bit of fear probably as well. All right, so while he's fetching the rope, what do you want to do?
I'm strutting around, proud of myself. I'm just like,
Flap-
well.
Doing
look
this,
what
like with
Talking
her chicken
around.
wing.
just like,
Uh,
look what we have here.
Britannica.
Are you keeping your wings out? Or are you putting them away?
Oh, keeping them out.
Okay, why not?
Getting feathers everywhere. We're making a big old mess.
Britannica.
Uh-huh.
Good job.
Thank you, Alekma.
But how come you decided to show your divinity here when you were so against it when I suggested earlier?
Sometimes the situation calls for wings, sometimes it does not, Alekma.
Yep.
Noted.
Like, you know,
We
So-
do with them now.
Now what?
Super Bowl parties
think
call
we,
for wings, and so do these sort of things.
That's right.
I think we need to clear up the giant lie that happened in this room tonight.
Yeah. Cyrano?
No, not that.
What?
What lie?
Well, I was doing what
Not
they call
that.
a victim's pose. I threw that move in for free, by the way, friends, as I look back at the hobbits. That's normally an extra cost, but I did that for free.
Okay, Imelda's just like,
Oh, you can
Staring
get
at
up.
you.
You can get up, hon. Everything's fine.
she is up. That's as tall as she is. That's
Oh.
why they sit on stools.
But I mean, I thought you said she was extra like cowering. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Oh, sorry.
What's up, bud? Yeah, no, she's standing behind the counter instead of on the
Yes.
stool because it's cover. And then she's... Okay, the door opens again and Rickfeed comes out carrying a huge big coil of rope. And he kind of scuttles around here, kind of half hiding behind the wooden pillar that's here in the middle. He slings the rope around the pillar right down kind of at the feet of Britannica. There you go! All the rope you'll ever need.
Great. And I'm going to hand it to Cyrano and go, all right, tie them up.
Shall we get them,
Tie the leader first. I've got something to say.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's corral them into the center of the room here.
All right.
Forward, you.
Pick up this one, I guess, and drag him over.
Yeah, I'll just kind of use the tip of my dagger to drive the guy ahead of me to wherever we're meeting in the room. We're probably like in the middle here, something
Sure.
like that.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
was talking about the murdery thing, that we didn't do those murders. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
want
what I
people
was
thinking
talking
I did them. Lopped off heads.
I mean, I'm fine if they think that, but...
Guys, we didn't do that.
Or did we?
We didn't!
No, but someone is trying to make it look like we did, and we need to figure that out.
Or
right?
maybe we did it. Keep them guessing, guys. Keep them on
No.
their toes.
I'm
Keep
a
them on their
paladin of
toes.
Myris. I do not lop off heads.
No, we're not, of course you don't actually, but they can think it. That doesn't make your god mad, right?
Oh, it makes her mad. She's a goddess, all right? They get pretty snippy.
They get salty over beheadings.
So you didn't
like
actually do.
Kickelman. Okay.
Kickelman?
Yeah, the god of soy sauce.
Kickelman loves beheadings. The saltier the better.
Yeah, we're gonna move the bad guys to one central
Yeah.
place
Yeah.
so we could all
Tie
kind
them
of
up
surround
real
them.
good and tight.
Are you tying them all together, or are you tying them individually?
Individually, I think.
Yeah, individually, but in the
Like,
same
just
spot.
next-
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
And all the weapons kicked far away from where they are, obviously.
Far
Sure,
away.
There's no... I'm gathering up all their stuff while they...
And by this time, this guy he's back to conscious, but still very, very, very dazed and out of sorts. Okay, alright, so you've kind of got all of them bound and weaponless. Once he sees that they're completely, pacified, you see, like, Rickfried comes round and he starts hovering. May I say something?
You're the boss.
Well, I suppose I am, aren't I? Oh, that reminds me. I do believe I owe you your weekly wages, he says non-convincingly and very loud. Yes, you've done an excellent job this week, he says, as he strolls up and getting close, but not too close, to the leader. He says, as you can see, I've taken the liberty of retaining 4 very, very capable bodyguards. And if any of your group come back here and try to extort me again, you'll be sorry. That they'll be here and they'll get you. Do you understand? I pay them every week to be here from now on. So make your profits elsewhere. I'm an honest textile merchant, and it's ridiculous that I should pay you for nothing. Incidentally, also, you're not very good, are you? Because you were supposed to protect us, and these 4 disabled you with no effort at all. Haha! So I'm going to tell the other shopkeepers that you're useless and that they shouldn't pay you either.
I'm afraid that's enough.
No,
I'm sorry.
let him go. He's doing great.
I was getting carried away. Anyway,
Good job, little guy.
and then he kind of looks nervously and then lightly kicks the guy, like not hard enough to really
Oh,
hurt him, but
bless
more as a
him.
gesture. And he goes, and take that. He goes, right. Well, thank you all very, very, very much. You've done a masterful job. I'm gonna move you so I can steal Rickfried back.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you have 4 prisoners. What do you want to do with the prisoners?
Slit their throats. Just kidding.
That's fine.
Chop their heads off, of course.
Well, yes. What else?
Well, What do we do with them now?
What do we do with them now? It's a tough decision, I would say.
I say we let them go.
We tried to make a deal with them.
We did, Britannica, you're right. We tried to be
They
reasonable
just
in the
didn't seem to
beginning.
be very nice at all. They shot an arrow at her, which
They
I
did
don't
shoot-
like at all.
No, I don't like that. There's so skinning is on the table, I guess. That's option 1, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Alive.
the three lackeys look somewhat very, very nervous and very scared. The leader guy, though, looks less so.
All right, group huddle. Come here, everyone. Come here.
Oh, sure, okay.
Lekma, come on.
Where are we group huddling?
Hey,
over to
just RP it, you fool. Get in here.
I look down at the bear rug as I walk over, kind of frown.
Wait a minute.
Okay. What if we turn them in as the murderers, guys? Be
Okay, but then the real murderer is still out there, though.
I know, but then they can't report us as the murderers because they'll already be in as the murderers.
Right,
We
right,
can-
but-
we can still investigate.
Sure. But then they're gonna think the murderers aren't around, and they're gonna not look for them anymore, and then someone else is gonna get murdered.
Well, I don't really care about that. So,
Well, I kind of do.
okay. Well,
I don't
What do
want
you
innocent
suppose
people
we
to
do?
die just for that.
okay,
I mean-
fine.
I
I'm
mean-
all ears. What is your plan then?
Well, you do have a big murdery axe, so if we do what you want, and then a murder happens, they're gonna be like, "Hey, look, the lady who brought us in had a big murder axe, so it's probably the other people."
Big
Okay,
murder
good
axe.
point.
We don't have to get the authorities involved.
What
Why
should
don't-
we do then?
Can
We get them
use
to-
them somehow to get through to the mayor to tell us about the wizard? What can we do with them?
Get
Scare
more
the mayor to tell us? I don't know.
Well, they do have a boss, right? I mean, we should.
I'm
How
sure
are we
we
gonna
gotta
get-
get a hold of the boss.
To the boss with all
Wait, why
four
do
of
we
them.
need to talk to the boss?
Because he's the one working with the mayor, right?
Don't they have a connection, the mayor and the boss?
Oh, I don't remember.
And they might know more about who these other murderers are. Maybe
Or the-
he
and-
knows, but the lackeys
and
don't.
to be honestly, more important than that is the mayor might know where the wizard is.
Yes,
The mayor does know what.
he absolutely
Right,
knows where they
Right.
are.
So maybe the boss has some leverage on how we can actually get the mayor to talk. Because the
How do we
murderers
get-
are fine. The murderers are fine. I mean, if we solve it, we solve it. But the wizard is our main concern.
Yes. How do we get the leader then to cooperate with us to help against the mayor? Because we've just beat up his guys.
I'm gonna turn around and look, kind of kneel down to the leader, say,
How do we get the leader to cooperate with us? How do we make a Can I just say parlay? Is that how it works here? I know how it works on the sea sometimes. Do I say parlay and I get free grant with the leader?
No. As I said, you can't see him. Nobody sees him.
Do you
We
see him?
don't see him. Nobody sees him.
So then how do you get your orders?
Through a third and fourth party, handed off notes, and I do apologize, but my hearing is quite good, being in the line of business that I'm in. As far as I'm aware, the mayor has nothing to do with our organization. But hey,
He's
if you'd
captain
like
and
to
lieutenant
work out
is-
some kind of deal to frame the mayor, we're in.
We
You're
just
in
need
with
to
that.
get information from the mayor.
How can we frame the mayor?
Well, do you
I
have
don't know,
any
hide an axe.
do you have any useful dirt on the mayor then?
Not really. But
What's your name? Sorry. I'm not sorry. What's your name? I say.
Demandingly.
yes.
okay, he looks at you and he goes, well, my street name is Hawthorne.
Oh,
That's the only one you'll need, because it's the only one that anybody actually knows.
that's fine.
But,
Hawthorne?
so, seeing how all this happened, and the fact that you work for You were just here to stop us. That's it?
Mm-hmm.
So what's your interest in the mayor? And obviously you're not the ones that cut the heads off of those rich people, despite claiming that you did.
Of course not. And we need to find the mayor
all
to get to the
right.
wizard.
Yes, the jig is up. It's not us. It could be. We could if we wanted to, but that's not who we are. Anyways, I digress. The mayor knows where someone is, and he's not telling us.
Well, why would he?
Right. So we need to find a way to make him talk. In a non-violent way, of course.
I see. So, you would have to be able to do something for the mayor to make yourself indispensable. Something that nobody else can do.
Yes.
We're listening.
Oh, that was it. I was just saying that's what you're going to have
Oh,
to
seems like you were going somewhere with that.
No,
Okay.
but of course, as you say that, you see, I do happen to know that our little organization, while not endorsed or encouraged, is somewhat ignored by the local authorities as long as nothing violent happens. You see, a couple of years ago it was decided that it was more appropriate for the criminal element to operate a protection racket and thus therefore at least provide us service than break in and steal. So as long as we do that and don't actually break in and thieve and damage property, they tend to kind of leave us alone and let individual proprietors such as Siegfried here to solve the problem himself. Which clearly, very annoyingly and effectively, he has. But as I was being honest when I said we're kind of, while we do operate a little bit shady, I understand, but we aren't murderers or killers. And I would dare say we'd be willing to assist you with being eyes and ears and information if you perhaps could see to it that you'd let us go without chopping any heads off.
And how can you promise that you won't,
Absolutely,
tell everyone
I
and-
promise.
I don't believe that. I'd like to, because I'm a believer in the better side of humanity, but we need
That's what you
some
see, that's
kind
what kind of led me to understand that clearly you weren't the ones. I overheard you saying that you were a follower of Myris. And,
But I'll still need some collateral.
well, I don't really know what I can give you for collateral. I mean, I can tell you we will assist you, but you're not going to believe me. Don't you priestesses have some kind of ability to tell if we're lying or something? Isn't that a thing? I've heard them talk about
Yes, yes, I can tell if you're lying.
Oh, well, there you are. So, rather than be killed, we
Yes.
will assist you.
My
Within
sources
reason.
say that
With
you're
information.
half lying. So what is it? What is it that you're hiding?
Well, we'll assist you with information, but we're not getting involved with actually trying to catch the killers. Quite honestly, someone that lops the heads off people is quite disturbing. And, not something I really want to get too close to be honest.
Right.
But I would more than willingly have our network keep an eye on things for you, and if we see anything strange or dubious, we could arrange to let you know. And if you need answers for any questions, perhaps you can come to us and we may be able to find those things out for you. If we don't already know.
Can I do like insight check or a
You may, if
sense
you
motive
wish.
check? I want to try to
Yeah,
figure
so
out.
what you're going to want to do is actually make a, let's see here.
Sense motive.
Sense motive is what you're going to want, yes. It's hard to tell. I mean, he's being remarkably calm, whereas the other three are clearly rattled.
Do I see anything on his person that looks really important or shiny, or like seems like it might have sentimental value?
Not really. I mean, other than the fact that he his rapier is quite a well-crafted rapier, and obviously not something that he just picked up from a regular old blacksmith. But of course, he could have just stole that, so who knows?
Right.
I have all their weapons already. So.
Yep. Yeah, and
How
you already
about
have
we
those.
Hold on to your nice little rapier here. You help us out. We'll give it back after some information's provided.
Fine. Seems fair to me.
Anybody else? Is that fair?
I'm just worried that they're going to retaliate against the merchants that they're doing their racket on.
Well, thus far, the only person that we'd have reason to retaliate against would be this gentleman here, because, quite honestly, he's the first to actually stand up to the racketeering in probably 6 or 7 months.
And what do you do when you retaliate?
Usually, we just come in, knock stuff over, break a few things, get a bit loud and aggressive, and they cave. We haven't really had to do much more than that, to be honest. Other things we do is follow them home, let them see us watching them through their window late at night, make them worried about what might happen to their families, that sort of stuff, but without actually doing anything. Now, as I said, we're not murderers.
So,
No, you're just assholes.
We're entrepreneurs that operate a shakedown business.
You bunch of brads. Sorry.
You said it. You said it.
So what if we leave here? Are you going to just come back to this place and start?
Well, considering you're on a retainer here and you're going to be around, that would be pretty stupid of us to try that.
Yep.
Let's just say that Mr. Cotton's Emporium is off our visitation route for the time being.
Right. And
Okay.
we'll have him be quiet about his arrangement so that you still have a few businesses you can shake
That
down.
would be most agreeable and probably in his best interest. As he kind of says as he tilts his head in that direction so that...
Do you have anything for us that we can start? We have no leads on these murderers.
Well, I mean, you probably know what we know.
Any guards that we can get more info that maybe are in your back pocket that'll let us slip past some crime scenes? Anything like that?
I can ask a few questions. There's, I'm sure, a few. I'm sure our higher-ups have made certain arrangements.
Okay, how do we find you when we want to know information?
Well, you tell me how to find you would be the easiest way, I suppose.
I prefer it the other way around.
I mean, if you're going to walk around with huge wings, you won't be hard to spot, will you?
These are just for you.
Incidentally, I'm assuming you're not actually a harpy after all this, although that's the only creature I've heard tell of from myth or legend, women that have huge wings that fly down from crags and attack unsuspecting people. So you're obviously not one of those. What are you exactly?
Good question. Still
Well,
trying to figure that out.
I'm gonna look at Britannica like, you gonna answer? You gonna answer?
As of now, I'm going with guardian. That's my chosen race pronoun, that I am a guardian.
You sweet fool.
I'm gonna say to the guy.
Lord, you sweet fool.
Well, so
Those are
far...
they're mechanical wings. They retracted. It was a ruse.
Oh, they're very realistic looking for mechanical
Yes.
wings.
It did
Yeah,
the trick.
watch this.
didn't it?
I'm gonna make him like jerk a little bit. Like,
You gotta do the wing robot?
yeah.
Okay, he doesn't look convinced. He says, well, so the first two victims, and you may know some of this, you may not, but we have it on the inside word that they stole a very valuable pendant, a fair sum of money, and a very expensive sapphire brooch. And then, when they lopped old Barrett's head off, apparently they stole a gold inlaid pipe, and a bunch of jewelry and some silverware, and again, more money. So it sounds like these crimes are motivated by loot.
Do you know of anybody spending a lot of money in town?
Well,
Recently?
we haven't had cause to ask the questions, but that's something we can definitely check into. Although if they're smart, they're probably not going to go around town flashing cash and... But, of course, should anybody try to fence any of those particular items, that would probably be going through our network, so we could find that out. Should anybody suddenly approach someone to try to sell a sapphire brooch or gold inlaid pipe, for example.
Also, ask if anyone in town smells particularly bad.
Smells bad. Why'd you say that?
We have heard.
And they all kind of like start sniffing each other.
We have heard that
Over to our official sub, 11 months. Take your pants off, hit the height. One more month to your full year.
Almost.
Goodness.
we have heard that the culprit has a particularly vile stench about him, like he lives in a sewer or something.
Well, we don't have any sewers, as far as I'm aware. I mean, we have a river.
Caves or surrounding swamps, something of that sort.
Not within a good distance of here. I mean, you came here, it's all open plains, except for the hills. Now, maybe they're hiding out in the hills, but the hills are fairly green and plush. They're not dirty, filthy, and swampy, by any means. We'll happily give you any information we can. I mean, it is in, as I said, it is absolutely in our best interest for you to, and I do mean you, to apprehend and stop these murderers.
All right, we have a deal. Like I said, where can we find you?
As I said to you, let me know how to find you is easier.
We're all over the place.
Well, so are
I'm
we.
flying
That's the
everywhere,
point.
here and there.
Then let's pick a place and agree to meet up at a set time.
All right, everyone.
Why don't we meet back here? Hey, get the gang back together?
I'd rather not, says Rickfried.
Well, Rickford, we've come to an understanding. Everything's fine now. Everything's on the up and up.
That way we can make sure the business is all.
I
clear,
suppose,
nobody's stolen anything.
under the circumstances, if that's what you need to do. Just perhaps could you make it like after sundown, so it's not during business hours?
Of course.
Yes.
Right then, so what, back here this evening after sundown? Or do you want to wait till tomorrow to give us time to actually figure some stuff out?
Yes, if you have more information tomorrow, that might be better.
Think so.
Any chance you could remove these? They're starting to chafe somewhat.
Sure, I think we're all on the same page with everything, right, gang?
Sure.
All right, and I'll take my dagger and just start.
Cut them all off. Okay, they all... Right, Now, I do recall you said you wanted to hold on to the rapier, but could we perhaps have the other weapons back? Be a lot easier than having to spend half the day reacquiring weaponry, wasting our time. Which, of course, we're going to do, whether you give them to us or not, so...
Of course. Go ahead. If you decide to do anything, we'll just take them again anyways.
Precisely.
Yeah.
I mean, we would hardly be foolish enough to suddenly try to tackle you now after such a vicious beating that we received.
Shit. Yeah, I don't trust these guys at all. But at this point, it's like,
Okay,
what are we
Annie,
gonna
are
do,
you giving
know?
him the rapier back, or are you going to hold on to that?
Keep the one rapier.
Okay, all right. All right, so they all get their weapons back, and he says, "Right then, so I or one of the four of us will be here after sundown to tomorrow to let you know of anything we managed to find out." Real Smith,
Ooh,
what's up? Raiding with
hello,
103 people.
welcome.
Good to see you. Welcome, Raiders.
thank you.
Welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys. Holy raid, Batman. Okie dokie. With that, they're gonna kind of make their way to the door and like look for approval before they like wander out of it. Hey, how you doing? We're doing good. I hope you're doing good too, guys. Unless you intend to stop them, they're gonna hightail it out the door.
No, we're not gonna stop.
Let him go.
All right. Get out of here, dudes.
Yeah.
Okay, they leave, and you notice Siegfried reads, well, I must say you handled that masterfully. I'm very, very, very pleased with your work, and I'm so happy that I hired you.
Yes, it all went according to plan.
Exactly how we wrote it up.
Just like we rehearsed.
No.
Big old Harry Viking,
Time and
thank
time
you for the
again.
cheer, my friend. Much appreciated.
No, Cyrano,
Yes?
what was that?
What was what?
You put me on the spot in the worst possible way.
How did I do that?
Well, you're the talker. I just stand forebodingly against a door. But you made me the leader
I did?
with what you did, yes.
Oh, how did I do that?
I'm just gonna look at Britannica. Help me out here and put your wings
You-
away, please.
Oh yeah, sorry. Put it back away. Yeah, you did kind of do that.
How did I make him the leader?
Well,
By pretending you didn't know us.
How did I
And-
make you a leader?
no, wait.
Because I made the first move. I made the
Cyrano's
first
right.
move
He just pretended to be innocent. You decided you were going to be the
because
bad guy.
we were going to talk to them.
Mhm.
So I was gonna block their exit.
Well, sometimes you have to flow with the situation.
I don't flow. I
Well,
turn into
I
a
know.
tree. I talk
I'm
to
a
moss.
flower. I'm a flower.
Yes, and you didn't flow. You just
I
tricked him.
flew. I flewed. I flowed.
Dude.
I went right behind them. I flowed like water right through the defenses. I ended up behind them, which
No,
is where I normally
you-
want to be.
you confused me. I
Yeah.
don't.
Did you see how confused Alekma was? It was
First of
very
all,
But here's
concerning.
the thing. It confused all of them as
Thank
well.
you.
So-
Thank you.
Everything
Me?
worked out. I swooped
wrong
in,
move, we
fixed
would've
it
been-
for all of you, just like I always do. And now everything's fine.
But
Uh,
maybe.
And we didn't spill a drop of blood. Can I just say, that's
Well,
really, really big
well,
for me.
I
You
have
just-
I have a nick on my shoulder
That's
and
the
it is
first
bleeding a little bit.
Okay, I'm sorry, Eddie. That's
Well, but
fine.
okay, but we didn't spill that blood.
But that's
They
because
did.
you didn't get that freaking crossbow out of his hands when you were supposed to.
Yes, that
Cyrano,
freaking
to your
crossbow.
right, you can
Well,
hear
I
a familiar
did, he just-
chinking sound, like ching, ching,
Uh-oh.
ching, ching. As you kind of glance around, you can
Hello.
see Siegfried is holding there, shaking a little bag of money.
Ah, yes.
The other half of your payment. Here you are.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rick Free.
Oh, and no, thank you. I truly believe that they won't be coming back to bother us anymore.
Oh, definitely not. Never again.
Absolutely not.
And incidentally, as a resident here at Riverbreed, I certainly hope you are able to catch those appalling murderers. That would be fantastic. After all, I wouldn't want to worry about my head being lopped off in the middle of the night. Seems like a very uncomfortable thing to happen to a young halfling to me.
They are only attacking the rich people. so-
Well,
No, I mean no. I mean in the rich court, the rich area. You live not in that area.
there's only so many houses for the rich and wealthy. I mean, we live above the store, but I mean, who knows? They might decide to stretch their wings a little bit and start working their way through the merchants. No, we don't want that at all. I kind of like Imelda's head being on her shoulders. I'm sure she likes mine being on my shoulders too.
Well, perhaps then we should stress this, that you shouldn't tell the other merchants to stand up to them.
No. As much as I'd like to let my fellow merchants know of the arrangement that we come up with and how efficiently it worked, well, I do think keeping my nose and feet out of other people's business is probably the best thing at this point. But, do any of you want anything made? Nice pair of boots, a nice new cloak for Annie Sinclair, maybe a bit more clothing for Britannica?
Yes. What do you want? What's that spotted thing over there? What could you make for me in that?
A spotted thing?
Maybe a little capelet, something with a little hood. Something cute.
Do you mean the leopard skin?
Yes.
Certainly. What would you like?
A little capelet with a hood.
Okay, well, I will certainly make you a hooded cape with that if that's your chosen article of clothing. We'll certainly do that for you, won't we, Imelda?
How would that work over your wings, Britannica?
It's for when I'm not in my wings.
But if you sprout them, won't they just fly off?
No, it'll be tied on. Just with a little tie, a little ribbon tie, and then it flies
like
around.
a small clasp.
But think of how
a
cool that
clasp.
would look.
We'll have it flowing loose so that there's
Yeah.
plenty of room for large
Yeah, the
feathery
wings can
things
come
to
out from
fly out the back.
underneath. Okay, my clothes don't just rip off every time I make my wings come out.
We knew a druidess that it did.
Yeah, this is more like the play The Hulk. I don't know if you've seen it. But even though there's body transformation, the clothes still inexplicably
It's-
Well,
Right
I'm
where
not
they need to
entirely sure how long it'll come down, being that you are such a
That's why I
That's a
said
huge
cape.
bitch!
Just a
large
a little bolero, if you will, just a little guy.
excellent. Well, we'll get to work on that. I'm sure we can have it ready by the time you come back tomorrow evening.
Excellent, thank you. Anyone else want anything? Annie?
No.
Cyrano?
well.
Come on. I know you.
Cyrano's
I know
gonna want
you
like
want
a-
a little something pizzazzy. Treat yourself. Come on.
You know. Oh, I got out of focus there.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, if there are any of the cloths or textiles that you see that take your fancy,
Could you do?
Maybe a little hat. You would look great in a hat.
No, I don't want to.
we have a raccoon skin. We could make you a nice little hat with a tail.
That's not really my vibe. Although, would you be able to fashion
Something like this.
those?
Cal
Would you be
tail.
able to fashion that skin onto the sheaths of my daggers?
What? Oh, with the raccoon skin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sure if that's what you'd like.
I would love that.
Well,
Just a little flash of something.
if you'll leave the sheaths with us, we'll take care of that.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Raccoon skin sheathed daggers.
Alekma?
Yes.
What about you? When's the last time you got anything but these rags?
Anything.
These aren't rags. These are it's hide armor. It's from my tribe.
Oh. Okay, well, maybe
So I
upgrade?
recognize some bear skin there on the shoulders.
Maybe a little upgrade on the furs, perhaps? Some mink?
Do you have mink?
I don't have mink, but we do have squirrel hides, cow hides.
Same diff.
No, I'm okay. I mean, enough nature has been destroyed in this shop as is. I'm gonna look around at like the leopard cape and bear rug.
He kind of goes red in the face when you say that. Oh, yes, awfully sorry, but you do understand, it is just for living, and I assure you, all the animals are very, very dead when they arrive here, and very, very skinned already.
It's
Circle of life, Alekma.
I know it's actually fine, but I don't want to add to it unnecessarily. So
Well, very well. Well, I'll take care of this, and you can go about your business, and maybe, you know, relax a little after you've done such a great job today, and trust that Hawthorne and his fellows will dig you up some information. After all, they're going to be far more efficient at it, I'm sure, as locals than you will as strangers.
All I should say is that you should anticipate making other plans, because you do know we have places to be, and we can't actually be on retainer for.
No, that was just a cunning ruse by myself to make him think you were.
I know, but if they have their eye on you, they might no longer see us, and, you know.
Well, yes, but I feel sure the very mere threat that you are friends of mine, should you, as he kind of fumbles into his pocket and pulls out another, 10 gold coins and eagerly hands it to Cyrano. He says, should you, when you meet with him, ham it up a little bit of what great friends we are and how you'll be watching us and checking in on us from time to time.
What about when they realize we aren't here anymore after a few weeks?
But they don't know how long you'll be gone, you see.
Oh, wait, I have an idea.
Because you're coming back.
Are there any feathers on the ground from my wings that
You could pluck some, but
yeah. I'm gonna pluck them a couple. I'll pop my wings back out. I'll pluck a couple. Ow, ow, ow. Whenever they come around, just, let's throw a couple of these out. Oh, she was just here. Oh, you don't want to come back
what
and
a
do any bad
splendid
stuff.
idea. Splendid.
Checking in.
You
It's
could.
My calling card, if you will.
I was gonna say it's like at the black spot, right?
Yes.
You say, "Oh, you want to do that to me? What is, and just
Yeah.
slide the
Give him a
feather
little
across
tickle.
the table,
Give a little
interesting.
tickle with it.
My friend might be interested to know that you're doing this.
Mhm.
It also acts as a foe.
Tell them the Guardian is always watching.
Yes.
Well, and he takes them from you eagerly, these huge, big, white feathers. Excellent. Well, hide them under the counter. Well,
You could also saw a trapdoor and put the feathers near the trapdoor, and we live in your basement. So then when they come, you can stomp on the trapdoor
I
That's
see.
why you're making it worse.
and have your missus down there say, "I'll be right," I'll be right up.
I think that the just casually dropping one or two on the floor might be just as well.
Yeah, just stick with that. Don't fuss it.
As opposed to cutting holes in my floor and then having to have a basement dug.
Well, you don't actually have to do the basement. That's what I was getting.
Oh, so just make
Just
a fake
pretend.
trap door? We'll think about that one.
There's some spiders that do that in nature. You see, they
Oh,
lie
really?
awake.
Great
bounce
idea, Alekma.
Seem to be at least several limbs short. But no, we'll think about that for sure. Well, if you don't mind, we best get the shop open and get back to business. Try to get things back as to normal as possible, you know?
Right.
Thank you again. If there's anything I can do, as I said, and I'll have your dagger scabbards and your leopard skin cloak ready for you when you come back tomorrow evening after sundown.
Excellent. Thank you.
Excellent. Well,
Oh, did I say red lining? Did I say red silk lining?
no, but and he glances
Okay,
across.
just
But I have
go
a
ahead and
large
add that.
pile of red material over there. It's not silk,
Yes.
but it will do just as well.
Okay, that's fine. I'll sacrifice for that.
Well,
Thank you. Ciao.
And he kind of goes and starts to lift the leopard skin as if he's as he starts to pick it up, he's looking at you like. Yes, okay, and he picks the whole thing up. I suppose we're working on this now then? Come on, Imelda, we have work to do.
Chop chop, snip snip.
Alright. You guys gonna loiter here and watch him work, or?
We're gonna head out.
We'll take off.
Alright, let me go ahead and pick you guys up and I'll move you out. Get you out of here.
Can you shutter me for 1 second?
I can. 1 second, let me go ahead and stick a shutter on the Shaggy Man. There we go. Alright, so you guys are going to head back outside the store. back onto the streets of River Breed. Go ahead and relocate you. I'll get you set up for chat, and then I'll move you guys in. Yeah, Roll20's been very slow tonight for some reason. Come on, Roll20, load my map. Is it gonna load it? I'm sure it's kind of locked up. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and pull you guys over to this map as well.
Okay.
Alright, okay, so you head out of the door, back onto the busy, bustling streets. It's kind of mid-morning at this point. A lot of people wandering around. The guards are still walking around in their twos. And other than the fact that the last 2 nights there's been beheadings, you wouldn't know that much has been happening here in this town at all. It's pretty much business as usual. And Shagget's back, so let's go ahead and unshutter him.
Right.
Okay.
Well, now what?
What do you guys want to do?
Well,
I
now
mean,
we
effectively,
wait for the-
you've got a spy network out working for you guys now, so...
now
Is there
we
anything
just
particular you want to do today, or you just want to kind of...
Probably just lay low, right, until the
Okay.
meetup till tomorrow. I
Do we
don't
have
I don't-
anybody else to follow up with? I don't remember if we did. It's been so long.
I know.
Not really,
I don't
not unless
think
your
so.
plan is to go and try to hassle the mayor individually.
No.
Nah, we'll wait. We'll see. That might be our next step if we don't get something from the information. But I
Okay.
think waiting, Cyrano
So-
would say,
Well, let's wait for the information to come in. See what
Where
see
do you
what
want to
see what
lay?
fruit bears.
Do you want to go south side and hang out at the Crossroads Inn, or are you fancying another night at the Silver Duck Tavern?
I want to say Silver Duck because that one guy's in there that I feel like he might know some stuff, but I also don't want to see the mayor's son again. So, what do you guys think?
Well, we can hang out in our rooms if you don't want to be in public somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, the food and the drink is decidedly better at the...
Well, can we get room service?
Oh, you know you can at the Silver Duck.
Why don't we just get some room service there?
That's true. It is better food and better drink.
Treat ourselves a little bit.
What if there's another murder tonight?
Then we're going to want to be somewhere where people can see us.
So,
So no, we
not in
haven't.
our rooms getting room service.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, but if somebody is actually bringing food up to your room and stuff, at least they're going to know you were in your rooms.
And we're going to be sleeping at some point, and the murders, I assume, happen at night.
Yes.
So we're not going to be hanging out in public all night.
And public
Fine.
is a very large place.
Yes.
I think we'll be fine at the Silver Duck. Annie, are you okay with that? I know you got a little uncomfortable, but
I think that's all right.
we'll be fine.
Okay. Right, so you guys are just going to spend a day relaxing and an evening, eat, drink, be merry, and just kind of wait until either you hear some new news or tomorrow comes around and you have your meeting.
Yep.
Okay.
Spend a little bit of that coin that we just got for our job well done.
All right. Well, then, I would say probably at about... Most of you are going to be asleep at this point when this happens. But we're going to go ahead and tag the Silver Duck here. One second. And let me move you guys in here, and I'm going to set it up for you. All right, so at about 2 a.m. ish, you know, in the early wee hours, you guys are going to get woken up by quite a noisy kerfuffle going on downstairs at the Silver Duck. And I'm going to go ahead and move you guys to the tavern now. Alrighty. Yeah, Alright. Yep, you hear a lot of, like, loud speaking and yelling and just very out of place for the Silver Duck. This is typically a very quiet, kind of relaxed sort of place. But for some reason, there is a lot of noise being made tonight. Unless any of you are particularly deep sleepers, you're going to be woken up by this noise.
Okay.
I'll wake up.
Yeah.
Annie, do you hear that?
Wait, did you say something?
Did you say something?
Can you not hear me?
Oh, we did now.
Were you whispering so quietly?
Yeah, I was whispering.
Not for real, Lily.
What? No, what? What did you hear?
What's going on down there? Should we look?
Yes.
Okay,
You
let's
go. You go first.
Oh, nice.
Creep.
All right, so
Um,
Britannica and Annie, you guys are going to creep down.
We didn't really roleplay where we were gonna be, but I'm assuming we're.
Well, you were saying
close
you
to
were
each
up. You were in
other.
your rooms, right? So,
Yeah.
you come
If their
creeping.
room is accessible, I'm gonna try to knock on the boys' room, but I don't know if that's.
We're going to say, for
Well, if we
convenience
heard
sake, it is, and they heard it anyway. So
Yeah,
the
well,
chances are,
I would be coming out too.
Yeah, you'd meet us on the stairs coming down for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Yep, you all kind of come out, and you can hear a lot of noise. Words about, you know, how could this possibly have happened? And really, guards now? Is anybody safe?
Uh-oh. Nope. Continue down the stairs.
Yeah, I definitely would want to make ourselves
See.
shown that we were there. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. You should
Just
be on
in
the.
case.
Are you on the map?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you got control of your tokens. Good deal.
Okay. I would just come around the corner and kind of see who's.
Okay. Well, a large gathering seems to have is all up and around the bar, and they're all kind of leaned in and talking and very, very agitated. The waiter kind of sees you walk in or come down from the room and glances at you, but then immediately goes back to discussing, although their voice is lower a little bit at that point. It would appear we have disturbed some of our guests. Perhaps we should keep our voices down, just a little.
And which person's saying that?
The
Laura?
butler. The the guy, the maitre d', if you want to call him
Yes,
that.
yes,
The
yes.
one that hates you.
Yes.
The one that thinks you're an ass, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Maybe there's something we can do to possibly help if we.
Oh, I don't know if there's much anyone can do to help.
What happened?
Well, so our good constable set up watches. He set up several watches all around the rich area. As well, you know, there were recent murders. Every entranceway, the river, all around the entire well-to-do quarters had plenty of guards. Well, even though they were so vigilant, somehow, once again, somebody managed to strike one of the wealthy members of society. We have another 3 dead. 3 heads were found lopped off, more wealth stolen, but more importantly, it would appear that a couple of the guards might have caught them in the act. For at the base of one of the buildings, beneath an open window, we found 2 of the guards. One of them as if he'd been mauled to death, and the other one skewered right through the throat. both of them still had their heads intact. But, No, that's not quite true, this woman says. He goes, it isn't? No, the one that was mauled, apparently his head was missing too. But not the one that was stabbed. I see. Well, you do forgive me. You know how these rumors are. But, yes, but everybody's a bit of in a conundrum as to imagine how they're getting in and out. I mean, how could they possibly be getting through that many guards unseen?
Well, has anybody thought that maybe the guards are in on it?
Oh, I'm sure not. I mean, why would the guards kill themselves or murder each other?
I mean, slipping past is what you asked, right?
Well, you mean...
Maybe some of the guards are corrupted.
Oh, it's possible, I suppose, but no, not here in Riverbreed. Not at all. As I said, the good constable runs a very tight ship, and, well, the captain would never hear of it.
That quarter of the town, how old is it? Construction-wise.
Very old. One of the first areas to have been, expanded upon. That was where the initials homesteaders settled and merchants, and, well, of course, the wealthy families grew from that, so, been a nigh on 3 generations.
And the land before the settling, was it like the rest, the plains, open fields? Or was, I mean, with the river, I imagine that's why they settled here.
Oh, of course. I mean, obviously, they had some things to do, and, from what we understand, one of the reasons they, chose that particular area, of course, is, it's nice and flat, very, very, with all the water, and very, very, what's the word that farmers use, the commoners, what do they call it? Fertile, that's it. Very fertile land. This older guy sits there as he takes a sip of his drink. He goes, it could be witchcraft. Maybe they're using magic to sneak in there. Maybe it's that crazy old wizard who lives down in the hills. Maybe he's to blame. No one's seen him around. Maybe he's trying to make everybody think he's left town, when in reality, he's the one doing the murdering. I never did trust him. Or any of that strange finger wiggling his sort do. It's unnatural, I tell you. It's unnatural.
I want him to join our party. May I ask who was murdered tonight?
Well, I don't rightly recall who it was. I've really only been paying attention to half what these fools have been saying anyway. If I may interject.
Yes.
Darius Ruckerman, his wife, and his son.
Oh, not Darius, no.
Oh, Darius Rucker? Oh, no.
I loved Darius.
Sure, you fiend. I'm sorry, and his wife and child?
His wife and his son.
And Blowfish.
Although his son is, his son himself is a full-grown man now, but, apparently all 3 of them were found. But now, of course, with the guard seemingly ineffective, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I mean, we've already had a curfew installed, and with this being the 3rd day of a row, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 6 beheadings now in 3 days? What is Riverbreed coming to? Something has to be done.
I'm gonna like put my hand on Cyrano's shoulder and Annie's shoulder, and I'm just gonna gesture to go into this little alcove away from everybody.
Okay. All right. And
Are they gonna follow or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
oh, you're beckoning everybody.
There we
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Go a
to-
little further in.
Yeah.
Maybe more over here, even. We're too close. Too close. Give me like one.
All right.
You too, or should I just stay
Well,
here?
yeah. No, I'm beckoning everybody.
Oh, you only said them. I was like,
No, because they were close to me, so I just
except
put
that
my
big woman.
put my
You
hand
all
on their
come
shoulders.
here.
oh, he always wants to abandon me. Well,
How would they get into that quarter? Walking over the open fields, they'd be spotted. You would think, with the moon and everything.
Well, maybe that old man's onto something.
they have to be using some kind of magic.
Mhm.
Or there's an old, forgotten way into that center.
You mean
I'm-
underground?
I'm thinking
Overground?
I should, when it's light out, traverse the river and see if there's side paths or underground things.
River.
Well, it is right next to it. But if there's a way in from below,
Well, we have time before tomorrow's meeting, so
Wait, I did ask the guard that before, but maybe he just doesn't know about it.
I mean, if it was the oldest part of the town or the city or whatever,
maybe he doesn't know about it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Maybe he just didn't know.
Again, we'll have time tomorrow. We can definitely check it out.
It's worth a shot. Alekma might be onto something. At the very least, maybe we'll get some clues as if they're coming in and out of town. From that side, I guess.
Yeah.
I just, if we get caught, it looks very suspicious.
Well, caught what? Walking down a river?
Well, I mean, walking on a river is suspicious enough, right? I mean,
Yeah, but Britannica can probably do it.
yeah, just sprout your wings and walk on the water. Just, you know,
No,
up-
They'll mistake you for a giant swan.
Yeah, just stay under my wings, and they won't even see you. We have ways to get through without being noticed, as you may recall, Alekma.
I mean,
I have
With-
ways.
with the guards dead, we could also try to convince them that they need professionals.
You think the mayor will hear us now?
I mean, if the guards can't protect them, you know, we just need to go to the rich people and shout out, "Hey, we know what we're doing. We can solve this," and undermine the guards, you know, by rich people.
I want
Do you think?
Thomas
do you think?
Wayne to
Believe us?
to not get his promotion.
I mean, you could show your wings again. That might.
I think that would make it way worse. Then
Oh,
they'll think
but
that I'm the
showing
one-
it to Hawthorne is a good idea.
I'm
I'm trying to figure this out. Okay.
If I come flying in with an axe, they're obviously going to think
If
I'm
you
the one
come
flying
flying
in and
in-
murdering them.
If you come flying in from the heavens and I cast light on you, it's like, you know, the gods are.
Here comes
you
a
know.
murderer. It's a
And he can stand
murderer.
behind you going, ah.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think it's a good idea to A, get the guards to dislike us since we'll be undermining them, and B, put a giant target on our
No.
backs?
Maybe we can get the guards to help us now. Maybe we can ask them if we can join their ranks.
What about that Timothy guy, the
They're
guard we
down a
befriended?
few guys. They might need some recruits.
What about that guard you friended? We could use him
Yes.
as an in, as
Yes.
recruits.
If he wasn't one of the ones murdered, which oh dear Thomas Wayne, I hope it wasn't you. Please. Yes, we can try that.
We could say we moved in with the halflings. That'll bolster our story with the racketeers.
So much lying. I'm not used to it.
You wanted to help these people, Annie. Now we
Yeah.
are.
Annie, do you have another idea?
Another idea. I would
Mhm.
offer it, wouldn't I?
but I did.
I mean,
Out of ideas.
the river idea is a simple one, which, that doesn't entail any lying.
Do we want to ask these people any more information, or just go tomorrow and poke around?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they know much more, other than who the victims were.
We could try the guards' plan now, when they need us the most, right? I mean,
You want to go talk to the guards now?
I don't know, say we can help.
Is the recruitment office open at 3 a.m.?
Probably when there's vacancies.
It might be now. I'm fine either way. What do you guys think?
Again, why don't we wait until we find out what we find out tomorrow?
Okay.
We made ourselves known here so that they won't be suspicious of us for whatever reason.
And hopefully their heads aren't up in our bedroom right now.
Well, don't say that any louder, please.
Don't say it louder. I'm tired. I want to go back to bed. I don't want to go to a guard station.
The guards aren't going anywhere, hopefully. What's left of them. And even if we do go tonight, they might be so riled up that they'll just accuse us again of everything like they always do.
Yes, probably being outside right after again, not being...
Exactly.
Okay.
Right, so you guys want to just go back to bed and then get up and head out in the morning?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Sounds like a smart move. So in that case then, after a night's rest, you can put you back into the streets of River Breed. Have to give it a second to load itself up. And move you guys over. All right, yep. So bright and early. So the first thing you notice when you get up the following morning, the streets are not as busy as they normally are the past few days. There are way fewer people on the streets, and everybody is walking around very quiet, very somber. This is not like it was in the last couple of days where everybody's out and it's loud and bustry and everybody's kind of excited and happy to be living life. There's just this weird air of uncertainty and, doom and gloom in the air. All right, yep, you step outside. Where do you guys want to go?
Well, we can try Alekma's river idea.
Yeah, you want to go down to the river?
Yeah, he said if he wanted to try it, we'll give it a shot.
All right. As you head down towards the river, you can see the two little guard posts here, and to Britannica's delight, Thomas Wayne is actually on duty, which means he was not one of those that got murdered last night. Not one of the unlucky two.
Oh, thank goodness.
But he doesn't seem to have a big chipper smile on his face today like he normally does. He's kind of looking down at the floor and seems very somber.
Oh, Thomas Wayne. Oh,
He kind of
you're
looks
here.
up. He goes, oh. Hello, miss.
Oh, thank goodness. I heard about the guards and I was so worried about you.
He says, I don't understand. He said, they called all of us in, and 2/3 of us were on duty last night. We were staggered all the way around the roads, along the river, across the northern parts, hiding under the trees. Every way into that section of town was being watched. And somehow it still happened. Well, apparently a couple of our good lads must have seen them trying to leave and tried to catch them in the act. I wish they'd have been vocal. I wish they'd have just, instead of trying to tackle the whatever it was themselves, they should have just, called the alarm. That's if perhaps they didn't have time. I don't know. But, yep.
Oh, it's terrible.
That's 3 houses.
Terrible.
3 nights. So there's even talk of some of the people moving out. Even the mayor's requested that he has 4 guards posted around his house every single hour of every single day going forward. He's upset. He's worried. Mind you, so would I be. I mean, the houses are all very close to his.
It's awful. Did they take more valuable things again? Is this...
From what I understand, yes, miss, they robbed poor Mr. Ruckerman and his family, stole all their wealthy belongings. Everything of any real value, anyway.
Oh, my goodness. Well, your day just must be miserable. I'm so sorry. Our friends and I are just wondering if we can do something to help.
Don't rightly know, miss, to be honest.
Is there anything we can investigate for you that maybe you're, not allowed to investigate
Well, I mean,
as a town guard?
we just do what Corporal Dansworth says, and Dansworth does what Captain Bartholomew says. Beyond that...
Would they be willing to take recruits?
To
help?
Under
in
the
cause?
circumstances, I'm sure that they'll possibly be looking to hire new people. Normally, of course, they only hire people that are residing here within the town. But under the circumstances, they might be willing to change the rules, as it were. Of course, that'll be up to Captain Bartholomew.
We actually live with the halflings now. We just moved in, so...
The halflings? Which ones?
No issue. Rick-free.
Oh, right. The Cottons. Lovely couple. Lots of fun.
Yes. Darlings. So where can we find...
Live in the basement.
We live in a cupboard under the stairs.
They're small. They don't take up that much room.
You're a halfling, Harry.
Where can we find your captain? Was it?
Oh, Captain Bartholomew?
Yes. Would he be the one in charge of recruiting?
I believe, actually, he's meeting with the mayor as we speak at his house. But yes, he
Oh.
would indeed be the one that would be in charge of recruiting.
Okay, well, maybe we'll go give him a little chat and see if we can help out.
Well, we're not supposed to let anybody in, but, well, seeing as that you're going to be applying to work for us and all, I suppose we can just let you wander down the road?
We would absolutely give you all the credit of any good work we do to stopping these culprits.
Of course, yes.
No, I couldn't
absolutely.
accept credit for work I haven't done. But if I could be instrumental in any way,
Yeah.
still working on that promotion and all.
I know. You're going to get it. Don't worry. We'll do everything we can to help. I'm
And
gonna
the
try
other
to give
guard
him
says,
a nice hug.
"You might get someone else the way things have been going on. 2 of our fellow friends got it last night." Well,
You two, be careful. Just run away. If you see him, just start screaming. Don't attack whatever this is.
well, that's just it. Don't know who it is. But whoever it is obviously a bloodthirsty murderer, lopping the heads off of people while they sleep.
Terrible.
And
Terrible.
obviously very quiet, very stealthy. Well, other than, of course, the first one, when they said that Robin was found laying on the floor, like he got up and he was aware it was going on, but he didn't live more than 3 or 4 steps out of his bed. But all the others, Barrett, he was found laying in his bed. Adelaide Rowe, Robin's wife, she was still in the bed. And apparently, all 3 of the Ruckermans were. His wife, him, and his son in a room next door. I mean, how did they do that without disturbing anybody, waking them up? I mean, surely if someone was in one room lopping heads off people, the people in the other room would have heard.
Maybe if all of them just don't go to sleep. Just stay up. No beds.
Well, you might be able to do that for a night or so, but at some point you got to kip, ain't you?
Take turns. We do that all the time.
Well, that's why we do what we do as guards. We, shift work and all.
Well, maybe the people themselves need to take protection into their own hands.
Well, after
PSA
last
you
night,
pass around.
that's what Bartholomew and his lordship are discussing, I'm sure, up at the house. But
Right.
anyway, if anybody stops you, you can just let them know that you know, I gave you permission, and that you're on your way up to the mayor's house.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Well, not at all, miss. And be careful. I certainly
too.
wouldn't want any of you fine visitors to, you know, get your heads lopped off. I mean, of course,
Will
you've got
do.
the option, ain't you? You can just move on, go to another town, move wherever. But for the rest of us that live here, got our homes and jobs and all that here, we don't have much choices to do that. I certainly couldn't afford to uproot me and the missus and the kids.
But we'll get to the bottom of it, so that doesn't have to happen.
Well, I certainly
Right,
hope so.
game.
After all,
Right.
we don't want the rumours getting about that Riverbreed is full of murderers. It'll do all kinds of mischief to the trade. No one will be wanting to come here. Well, good day, miss.
Hey. All right, off we go.
Right there, they let you just kind of wander straight by.
So as we enter, can we just refresh my memory on which houses got hit specifically? Like
Okay, so the first house that was hit was this one.
Okay.
And the second house that was hit was this one.
Okay.
You don't know which the third one was.
Okay. Cool. Can I? So I don't see like police tape. You know?
No.
Or chalk outlines.
No, there are no yellow taped off areas, no flashing squad cars out front or back.
Fantasy rope.
Is there a heavier?
Shut up. I meant fantasy police tape.
Is there like a heavier collection of guards around a new house, like, or are they all kind of still scattered around?
They're
the
still
whole
very
area?
scattered, yeah.
Okay. All right.
As we're walking, I said, one way we could make ourselves indispensable to the mayor is offering to protect him. He seems scared. 4 guards every hour or something?
Not a
Didn't
bad
we offer
idea.
that already, though? And he said that's what the guards are for?
Yes, but we
Yes,
could
but
show him
now-
how weak the guards are. They just got killed.
Oh, Annie.
I mean, it's true.
I know it's true, but you don't say things quite like that.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. I love
They
it.
died, but they're already dead, and Myra's be with them. And
Yes, it sounds.
it's just something we could do.
You don't have to apologize to me. You might have to apologize to someone else.
Sorry, Myra's. Being so blunt.
Well, you told me how. What was the word you used? She could be.
You guys are walking to the mayor's house, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
what did I say?
Snippy was the word, I
Snippy,
think.
she can be
Everybody
little
give me a
snippy.
spot check.
All right.
20.
Oh, trying to call your
That's
shot.
good enough, though.
Trying to get my
14.
person.
14.
Close. Close.
Spot check.
Yeah.
This is how it's done, Shagget.
No, don't beat me.
No.
Oh, we got close.
Close. 1.
Oh, that's not how it's
Oh.
done.
Son of a bee. I don't like that one bit.
Never mind.
It's okay, we got some pretty good ones.
You did. Okay, so if you roll, let's see, 2 of you rolled a 23, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't have Failfish up there. I need to put that there. Okay. So Alekma and Cyrano, as you're walking, you do notice, kind of here, there is a window at the back of that house that has been like hastily boarded up, like someone just put a couple of cross boards over it and nailed them in, which, considering how wealthy these houses are, clearly is not architecture by design. And as you kind of look up at that and your eyes are drawn down, you notice that at the base, where there was a nice layer of flower beds, they're all kind of crushed and smushed. And there seems to be quite a bit of dark staining on some of the grass right there.
Bloodstain?
Could be. Can't really tell from here, but
Can we go take a closer look?
yeah, I mean, it's only just right here.
Yeah, I would definitely go take a closer look.
All right.
I step in it.
Great, thanks.
I smash a couple of
Contaminate the
extra
crime scene.
daffodils.
Because I don't see it. I was like, whoa, what?
Oh no.
Okay, yeah, you want to go and check it out?
Yeah.
Okay. It is kind of like gooey and tacky, but if you kind of like touch it and rub it, yes, it does look, and it does smell irony. It's blood.
Okay.
So it would seem reasonable that this is probably the house, based on the description of what happened.
Does this mean anything to you, Lekma? I mean, they're all in the same area, right? Does this help with your river passage?
I'm gonna peer around this corner and
Okay.
look to this well.
There is a very old stone well sitting there at the base of a tree.
I mean, there's a well there, and usually wells connect to something, like the river.
Mm-hmm.
So what if something used the river to swim up to the well and use it to get in?
That's possible. But how are they getting inside? And what could swim up a well that could get inside a home so silently?
What about all the other homes?
If I knew that, I would, have cracked this case, right?
Well, you're the animal person. You're the nature boy.
Well, I mean,
Ric Flair.
Yeah. Woo.
there are, creatures in nature that
Yes, there are.
can swim and also climb things. It's not unheard of, but with such sentience, with such intelligence, you're looking at something like me, I could transform into something that could do that and then become my human form and like a shapeshifter of sorts, like a druid, like me.
Mm-hmm.
Although I know I'm not really fond of axes, but And what if it's something unnatural, like a creature that can do that?
Or like those things that just pop up out of the ground and fight us.
Like those sea harpies,
Sea harpies.
sea hags, or whatever they were.
Pepperjack, thanks for the sub, my friend.
Thanks, Pepper.
Oh, thank you,
Take
Pepper.
your pants off, hit the height.
But it is. If they were posting guards around the outskirts of this place, the well would be a way in, right?
Yes.
The other thing I could think of is there's hidden tunnels in one of these buildings that they use. And
Well, could you turn into an animal now and swim down the well?
in daylight with
Well,
people.
when no one's looking.
You just want me to run to the well and dive in?
Just do it right here and
Become
we'll
an
carry you
animal,
over.
like a little fish.
Yeah, and then we'll just drop you in. Like, oh, just putting him back to his habitat.
So I obviously would have looked at the river when we were closer to it.
Uh-huh.
What is the current like? How strong or weak is it?
It's a fairly
Estimation.
large and heavily flowing river. Obviously it's flowing towards the ocean, so it's going.
So I would know the kind of thing to transform to go against it, right? Because if I
That's
wanted
the
to
way.
swim upstream, I wouldn't want to fail that while underwater.
Yeah, no. Not
So
if
I
you
would-
want to get in the water.
I could do that.
Well, wouldn't it test your theory? In a more hands-on approach?
That being said, it is an incredibly large and long river, and the town spreads over hundreds and hundreds of acres. So,
Yeah, I obviously wouldn't go. I would go to the edge of the map, really, in terms and swim this little distance. I wouldn't go the full,
yeah.
To the bridge possibly. There are obviously people in this outside milling about, right? That well is in plain view of everything.
It is. It's in plain blue. Right where it is. But nobody's bothering you right now as you're standing around.
Do you want me to do that now, or?
It's your choice.
That was the plan, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, the other plan was to see the mayor and the captain. But
No,
maybe it would be
take care-
best if I wasn't there, right?
You could take care of both at once. 2 birds or 2 fish, 1 fountain. No? Never mind. Just get in there and swim.
Oh, this is going to be awkward if it's not connected. If it's just a deep hole when I go down there.
Well, then at least you'll know.
We'll scoop you out.
Yeah, so I'm going to start walking along the edge of this building towards the well, looking
Okay.
around to see if anyone is looking at me, sees me.
All right. You kind of get there, and you kind of like keep looking at it, and a kid that's kind of like over here, playing with a hoop, looks at you and he says, "There's no water."
I'm going to look down into the well.
I mean, it's very black and very dark. There's no water immediately that you can see, but I mean it goes down beyond where you can see. That's an old well. We don't use that anymore. It's decrepit.
Ah.
Does it? How far down does it go? Do you know, kid?
I'm a small kid. I don't jump down wells. How would I know the answer to that? He says no.
All right, so I'm
The
going to
last
do.
time I climbed down there, no.
Lassie had to go get me.
Yeah, somebody had to fetch a dog.
Do you want to see a magic trick? A good one.
That's so creepy.
Kind of like leans back away from you. I mean, you're a
know.
7-foot
No, no.
grey, stony-looking thing. He doesn't seem to have any desire to come any closer to you whatsoever.
I am going to cast light on my spear.
Okay.
I can't select it because I have tokens. We do have the tokens. So I'm going to illuminate my staff.
Okay. Your spear?
Why does it say pretend? That's weird. Anyway.
Don't know.
Anyway. You cast light, Britannica.
I'm a druid too, guys. Yay!
That is so weird.
Yeah,
I
it
can
is.
do everything.
It's
Oh,
probably
because I'm-
because I've got
I'm selecting
that
the whole
selected
token.
for all of you. So
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
And
I'm
then
leader.
I'm going to hold the staff pointy end down like I was throwing it over the well,
okay.
give the kid a thumbs up, and drop it. And then watch it fall down.
Okay, so as the kid said, I mean, this is a very old well. The side of the well is very kind of rocky and lumpy and cracked and stuff like that. It's not like a smooth brick shaft.
Okay.
Okay. You drop it. It goes, and you do hear a very faint splash. But I mean, it's a point going straight down, so it's not going to be very loud
Okay.
anyway.
So I'm going to snap my finger to get it to come back to me.
Okay. Yep, it reappears in your hand.
And then I'm going to do a roll for math to see how far the distance traveled was before the splash was heard, because a weapon
I
knows
would give you a
mathematics.
survival skill roll to determine that.
Okay, good.
To give you
'Cause
a rough idea.
Don't ask me for the equations, because I don't know that shit. There we go.
23. Okay. Your guess is somewhere between, with a 23, probably 30 to 40 feet.
I'm going to hold the spear and be like, ta-da! At the kid.
Let's see, survival check. Also, logic would tell you that if this is connected to the river in any way, obviously it must have been dammed up or something, because if there's
'Cause
no
otherwise it would
real
fill up,
amount of
right?
water in here, yeah,
Because if it wasn't dammed up, it would actually fill up, right? Because the water would offshoot. And
you would think, yeah.
okay.
I mean, there'd certainly be more than just a very faint amount at the bottom.
Okay. So I'm gonna do this to the kid. Give him another thumbs up.
Okay. You just kind of After that, he kind of like walks around the side of the house, and he starts walking, and then takes off running.
I'm gonna deactivate the light on my spear
Okay.
and walk back to the group.
All right.
It's old. It might be dammed up because there's no real water in it.
Okay, does
I
that
heard a
mean
little splash, but you know.
dammed up because
Like-
there's tunnels under there?
I would
Why
think
it
so.
be-
But if it's dammed up, then
We can't get to it through the river.
and how would someone use it to climb up unless they remove the dam? But then the water would come in. I mean, you know.
Well, what
Maybe
if
they
they?
dammed up the riverside and then they made the other tunnel is where they're using.
Mm-hmm. Just so they can have an access. So it could be an access area without water in it.
Mm-hmm.
Access.
Well, it's
Get it? No, no, wait a minute.
It's 30 to 40 feet down, so and it's
As
pitch
rough
black.
as the edges are on the inside, a skilled climber could climb up and down that thing without the aid of a rope.
So you think it used to be connected to the river? It's been dammed up, and the tunnel has been gone in a different direction to be used for infiltration.
Well, I think that's what you were looking for to be
Yes.
the answer.
I was, but I
Right.
was thinking more in lines of
So yes, I'm agreeing.
coming in
that-
by the river. You know,
Well, maybe they closed it off so that this would be a non-drownedy way to get into the city.
Non-drowndy way.
Your theory is still the
Right.
same.
Just no water involved. I know
Yes.
you really want to be a fish,
Fish.
probably, or a
Well,
crocodile.
I
I
mean-
don't know what you can do.
I mean, I could turn into a fish and swim along the river
Right. But we
and
don't need
find
that.
a hole.
This
That
is
would've been
probably
easier
the
for me.
hole right here. Can
Could
you
be.
I
Jump,
think it
jump
is.
down in there or turn into a rat and go.
Now let's
take-
lower a pig down.
Oh, not that again.
Seem to remember that from somewhere before.
Yeah, we lowered 2 pigs down, right, Jane? It's a fucking. Oh, that was
Climb
a thing.
the rope. Oh my god.
Well,
So, how about this? We get the mayor or the guard who's with the mayor to let us investigate the tunnels or potential tunnel, and that'll be our way to possibly.
what if he doesn't know about them or won't tell us about them? We have the access point right here. You could just turn into a little bird and fly down in there.
Yeah, but then I'll be alone.
But you're a bird. What if they? They're not gonna get you. They're just like, oh, an owl got in here. Get out. Shoot.
Bird eating well.
Yeah, if the axe murderer is down there, he's not going to think, oh, another little head to add into my collection, I guess.
Let me
You
lop the head
you
off
have-
this
you have no
sparrow.
treasure. You're not sleeping in a bed. Those are the 2 main things that need to happen for you to be murdered.
Yes.
That's the criteria to be murdered.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be sleeping in a bed, and you have to be wealthy and rich and living in a very rich house.
Or an unsuspecting guard, I guess, now. But that one, you know. What do you think, Alekma? You want to flappy flap on down there?
Alekma.
Just yells at you one time.
Yes, Annie.
Do it for the team.
What are you gonna do?
We'll stand guard.
Do it!
I can't. If I could,
Just do it!
if Myrist would bless me to become a bird, I would let it happen so I could come with you. But I am simply too metallic and large to fit down that well.
Okay.
Alekma. Okay, he'll do it. We didn't.
Were you going to start a chant?
A
I
chance?
was.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I know. Do you want to do it anyway?
Yeah,
I
kind
mean-
of. I love a good chant.
Alekma.
Alekma,
Ma.
Alekma.
Okay, we can't chant on on Zoom.
So laggy.
Trying to do it.
It just doesn't work.
Mm-mm.
Uh, so sad.
All right, I guess I'm gonna go back to the well.
Okay.
So,
Yay!
so
We did it.
unhappy about his own plan.
I know.
No, it's moments like these I realize I'm a city boy. I don't know my animals really well.
Be an owl.
So I know Gore's
Or
going
a
to ask
bat.
me to like wild shape into something, and it's going to be something I want to wild shape that can climb and or fly, which is obviously birds and owls and stuff. But I mean, if it's decrepit and stuff, flapping your wings, hovering down would be the easiest thing, right? Because I also would need to be able to see down there.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
a
it's like an owl or
nocturnal
something
flying
nocturnal.
thing. A bat, an owl,
Meerkat.
a rat.
A meerkat.
A
Flying
meerkat,
Squirrels.
Flying squirrel.
flying squirrel.
A bug? Just be a bug?
Well, no, it has to be a small or
mosquito.
medium-sized creature. I can't do
Okay.
tiny.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, any small bird can fly down that
All right.
well.
Hummingbird.
Yeah, I'll be a
The
small
most fragile of all
hummingbird.
birds.
And noisy too.
Yeah.
All right, I will transform into a bird that can hover and then go down and see in the dark.
Okay.
So I'm kind of just gonna go head first, wild shaping into there, so I don't transform in
Animorph
everything.
style.
Okay.
A bat.
I say
Yeah, I'll
bat.
be a fucking bat.
Because
Yeah,
you can
Makes
a
the
bat
most
can also
sense,
crawl.
thank you.
yeah, I'll be
around.
a bat because they do have those little
Okay,
hands,
and
right?
bats actually have sonar, so they don't need to be able to see in the dark.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh, they can
All
also
right,
see well
bats.
in the dark anyway. Yeah.
There you go.
You go fluttering down there. All right. There is some water in the base of this thing, but it is probably little more than a few inches. And yes, indeed, there is a tunnelation that continues, and it actually heads southeast from here.
I listen, but also go. I mean, I'm curious to see the end of this. So,
You want to actually fly down the tunnel by yourself? Okay.
well, obviously
Ooh,
with
that's
some
scary.
with some
DM.
listening or
Well,
spotting.
no, I only
going
say
on,
that because
right?
earlier he was saying he didn't want to be on his own down here.
No,
And
but
now,
I am.
not only is he gone down, but now he's just going to go off on his own.
Afraid
Oh.
of the dark. You were born in the dark, Alana.
I was
You were
molded by
raised-
it.
molded by it.
Yes, I
Okay.
wild shape into Bane. No,
How long does your
it can go for many hours.
Yeah.
I don't. So I
okay?
am good. for
In that case, seeing as once you're down there, you can't see squat, but you can use your echolocation. You follow the tunnel, bouncing your sonar off the walls, and eventually you emerge at another small spot of light.
Where's that spot of light?
You want to fly up out of it and see?
Yes.
Okay. Ironically and surprisingly, you emerge. You want to put any bet somewhere?
Well, I went southeast, right?
Just pipe in that bats actually do
The
have
other well,
Oh.
I say
at
that.
on the
Interesting.
the other well on south sides. It
Okay.
appears that there is a tunnel that runs underneath the river and connects the two wells. It is old, it is damp, and obviously you can't see anything down there. You didn't get any signs of any living creatures or anything like that. Maybe a couple of rats and stuff, small rodents, but that's about all you would have detected.
Okay. So emerging in the light, seeing where I am. This is near where the off-road was when we came back, so I recognize that
Correct.
we're in south sides,
Yeah.
right? So I'm gonna immediately dive back in and return to the rich side
Okay.
and fly up. Ooh. And as I'm flying up, wild shape back. I mean, I don't. Someone might see me, but whatever.
Well, there is this huge big tree here, so you could always like tuck
Fly into
yourself
the
behind
tree
yeah.
and then drop down from the tree
Sure.
after a wild
Okay.
shape.
All right. Yep, you achieve that. So he is gone probably about 15, 20 minutes.
Well, we finally got rid of him.
And we leave town.
Quiet.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll just wait around till he gets back.
Mm-hmm.
By a murder house.
Do we want to go
Well,
talk
why
to the
not?
mayor while he's in there, or should we wait?
Well, shouldn't we wait to find what dirt we could possibly get on him?
True.
Wait.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you wait for Alekma to come back, and eventually you hear him you hear rustling in a tree, and then you see a large 7'6" dude drop out of the branches.
We kept guard, Alegma.
Made it.
I
How was it?
I found something.
Oh.
Oh,
This well is indeed connected to another well that is equally
Well, Mr. Storm, what's
as
up, man?
old, and it's in the south sides, near the road where we came from the hills.
oh, so they can just go in and out.
So they can go down there, come up in the rich quarter undetected, kill people, return.
Interesting. Anything else?
Well, there's some rats down there, but that's
No
not,
other tunnels, anything? Just those two?
not that I saw.
Okay.
And no sign of life,
Well, as I said, rats and small things.
cults, or underground.
Any heads lying around
You
down
know.
there?
Any tracks or anything?
Right, people.
Well, it was really dark, and I was echolocating.
Bats have good vision at night.
Yeah, they actually do. It's kind
They
of
have
a
low
mystery
light vision,
thing.
yes,
Yeah,
but I didn't see anything of that sort.
okay.
Yeah, down there, once you get about 100 feet from each end, it's just jet black. So
Okay, well, good job, Alekma. You found a clue.
And we could use this as leverage.
because we're all
Mayor.
really smart.
Because now we know how they're getting into here.
Now we know. So what if we just block off the well?
Or lay a trap down at the other one.
Mm. All right, so
Bit
to
of a
the
trap,
mayor,
like. We
just tell them we have a plan to capture them, and that we'll have them
We could do that. I mean, we could say
guaranteed.
we have a way to trap them
Mhm.
and bring them to justice.
Aren't the people, the things we're looking for, not really people? Like, wasn't there some kind of weird claws and something scary, like a devil?
My devil?
I just remember the last crime scene. There was one of you guys found some tracks, and it wasn't human.
There were some claw marks on the windowsill.
Well, maybe they have a pet.
Just makes me think of that little red devil thing we stumbled into a few times. Whatever happened to that? Did it just fly away? Did we kill it?
The with the snake's
The farm?
beard.
No, not that guy. The little red devil thing.
At the farm that we were
The
at?
farm.
Oh, it was tiny.
Right.
Yeah, it couldn't do all this alone. It would definitely have to have help.
What was it? Yeah, it was like bigger ones and scarier ones.
Oh, you also did, if you remember, you actually found footprints as well.
Oh, and footprints. So,
Right, but the footprints were smaller than an adult's, but not larger than a child's, right? Like it was
Mhm.
slightly smaller than a human male's.
Maybe it's some kind of demon thing.
that smells.
transform or something.
Yes. We've encountered many different types already. Why not another one? Because that's just our day.
Gotta catch them all.
So we could still lay the trap and stop it.
Of course. Yes, I don't think that stops the plan. It just we are likely not to encounter just a straight regular old human. All right, so to the mayor
Okay.
we go.
Is that what you want to do?
So we're not waiting for the news.
News what?
Dirt. there,
Oh,
possibly?
you want to wait until the full next day.
Isn't it tonight?
Yeah,
I
it'll
thought we were
be
gonna just still
sundown
go
this evening
while
when
the-
you're supposed to go back to the.
While the captain is talking to him, we're going to try to get recruited? Or
Sure.
something? Or are we going to try to play the mayor card already? I thought we were just going to try to get recruited.
I mean,
We could do that. Sure.
yeah, I thought we were going to do that because we have time to deal.
Yes. It might as well
Okay.
get us, a free pass to roam around the city at night so that we're
Sure.
not looking
Get,
suspicious.
Deputized?
Yes. At least try.
Okay, let's go for it. I love it.
Okay.
Do we get a
All
little
right,
badge or
Bruno.
something we have to wear?
You do the talking on this one?
And just remember, we're calling
Now-
ourselves the Sun-Kissed Heroes. Make sure you kind of present us as a group. And
Yeah,
Sure.
we're Suncrest heroes.
I could Suncrest Heroes.
no,
Yes.
Sun-Kissed.
Okay, got it. Suncrest Heroes. Okay.
Suncrest.
Suncrest Heroes. Yes, a little too much sun. Now again, I understand that I am the most talkative one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the most persuasive person in the party. You understand that, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
your attempts at fast talking always seems to fail.
Well, no. I do well for some reason, but I feel like I skirt by the skin of my teeth. Again, I'm not the most persuasive person here.
Okay, well, if you need persuading, I'll help. But otherwise, you do the
Wait.
talking.
You're-
Persuading or
you're
scaring?
good at.
Hey, take your pick.
Whichever one.
Are you
I'm
good
coming
at both
with
of them?
Thomas Wayne's blessing. I'm bringing to the table, so that's already something. Hope I'm saying
Okay,
his name
let's-
right. I don't
yes,
actually
of course.
remember it.
If anyone, I can help calm any emotions in the room. I can be very
Yes.
diplomatic, or I could be scary. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Did not know that. No.
Definitely did not know
I
that.
can
Are you drinking coffee straight out of a pot?
intimidate. Yes.
Okay, sorry. It just looks like a
That's
little
how
coffee
scary
pot.
she is.
She is. I'm like,
Like
okay,
an old,
well,
like an
Great,
old, like
scorching hot.
an
an old
camping
cowboy
tin.
on a on a
An
camping
old,
tin.
an old
You have some
18th
baked
century
beans in a tin,
prospector.
too.
Oh, big beans. Yeah, you got some big beans in
So
there.
she can bust
Gotta be
open a can
bushels.
of showboat and eat them straight out the can in a minute as well.
Guys, it's just a mug.
It's a coffee pot.
It's a tin.
Okay. Anyway, we'll all help
I don't
based
know.
on
It's
how
if
it
I'm,
goes. But
Sure.
just given our last encounter, let's just have a plan so that things don't go awry. Because we're not
If-
trying to cause any stir. We
Uh-uh.
don't want the mayor
No.
to hate us today.
You can't hold me down. If I need a riff, then baby's got a riff.
We've got to get something on him first, and we can't get near him again if we piss him off today.
Look,
Why would we piss anyone off?
we have a lead on how they're infiltrating. It is leverage. So we use that leverage.
So our goal is
Just
to
to
get
get-
deputized.
Deputized. Yes.
To the captain! And I'm gonna walk
Okay.
off to the captain.
Just remember the captain's like working with Cordell and everything. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, probably crooked.
That's one of them is Cordell and his fake name.
Could be, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, when you get to the mayor's, there are, two guards standing at the front door, and just kind of like mulling around, kicking rocks and stuff. They kind of like say, sorry, but his lordship is busy right now. He's meeting with the captain.
Yes.
Well, we are here to. Okay, fine. Oh, so are you doing it then?
Well, I just thought that part, but go ahead. Go ahead. Go on.
Ooh, yeah, we should have a plan and stick to it. Oh, blah.
Okay, yes.
That was you a minute ago,
Yes,
by the way.
but then you don't. So sorry.
I didn't. Gentlemen, we are actually. How fortuitous that the captain is here at the moment. The wheel of fortuna smiles upon all of us. We are actually here to see the captain.
Oh, well, he should be finished very soon. And once he comes out, I'm sure he will be happy to talk to you. What is this pertaining to? May I ask?
Well, of course you may. We might have some information on what transpired last night.
Oh, really? Well then, yes, he's definitely going to want to see you. Yeah, you should stay here.
How long is he expecting to be? Because, to be honest, the longer I sit here, it's starting to become fuzzier in my head of what that information is.
He's been in
Was it-
there a good, I don't know, good hour or so. Shouldn't be
Could you
too much
maybe-
longer, I wouldn't think.
Could you maybe peek your head in? God, why are we here again? Right, yes, information that I have, I think. Well, maybe you could stick your head in and see if he could come out and talk to us before it slips my mind. I'm quite forgetful.
Go ahead and give me a bluff roll.
All right.
Come on, Cyrano, you got
I think this is just a straight roll here.
Oh, I love it.
Yep, sure is.
That's it. He says, well, maybe you should go over the details in your head. That's what we tell witnesses to do. I mean, I would go and fetch him, but have you met our mayor? He's not exactly the most welcoming of sorts, and he'd probably have my guts for garters if I interrupted their official meeting.
It's true. He is very fleshy.
Of course. No, you're right. I wanted to get the information hot off the press.
Right. And with that, you hear voices behind the door, and you hear, well, of course, I'll take care of it as best I can, but, well, last night certainly brings a big change on things. Well, if you'll excuse me. And the door opens, and you see someone kind of walked out, very well dressed. He's got a long blue kind of plain cape. He's wearing the same garb as the town guard, but the cape and this kind of feather plume on his like pot helm that he has indicates a man of rank. Captain Bartholomew, this gentleman here has information in regards to what transpired last night.
Captain!
Yeah, we haven't met this guy, right? We met his.
You have not met
captain.
the captain. No, you've met the You met Corporal Dansworth. Yeah.
Okay.
Captain! We have some very important information for you.
Do you indeed?
I
Well,
do
then,
indeed.
Perhaps we should wander down to my office and discuss matters.
Sure. Do you have a quill there, something to notarize something or make something official in your office?
Maybe.
Oh, wonderful. Then the office is a fantastic place for us to go.
Okay. Right, well, they take you to the guard post, which is right here, right next to the church. And once you arrive, takes you into his office. You kind of go, you've been in the foyer before, but he takes you through the back door, down a side hall. Please, all of you, take a seat.
Sure.
Sit down.
As you're walking in, you see Corporal Dansworth kind of walking past, and he like glances at you, and then he turns and stops, and then he comes scuttering over. And he kind of stops and looks at the captain. The captain says, "Can I help you, Corporal Dansworth?" "Oh, just curious to see why they're here." "Well, they have information in regards to what's transpired last night." "Really? How is the priestess doing? Did you see her? Did you have much luck with her? And if I do recall, you were the young lady," as he's looking right at Annie. "You were the young lady that was a specialist in helping people get over grief. You were talking to the daughter of Robin and Adelaide, if I recall. How is she doing? Have you checked in on her?"
Well, she's coping. I just spoke with her a little bit, and, well, we got a few things from the house that helped her feel safer. She's all right.
"Oh, I see. Well, so how well acquainted are you with the situation that we've got going on here at Riverbreed of the past few nights?"
Quite acquainted. Not too acquainted, but acquainted enough to know what's going on.
Well, he leans back on his chair and kind of puts it up onto just the back two legs, and he puts his heavy boots up, boom, boom, cross-legged on the table, and says, "Well, let's hear this information of yours then. What have you got to tell me?"
Sure, exactly. May I get comfortable as well, Captain?
Sure.
Sure, okay. I'm gonna lean back and go pat, pat, with my two little feet on the table.
All right, he just kind of raises an eyebrow over his huge, big, thick, blonde mustache.
That's just boys being boys in here, am I right, Captain? Just boy to boy here. Spitting the information. I love it. This is what built a city like this.
And
know?
the information is...
Of course, Captain. Excuse me. We might have an idea of how this treacherous, this devious, murderous cretin is slipping past the guards you post.
Oh, really? And how might that be?
Well, there is something. Do you know? Captain, I've had a dream for a very long time, as have the rest of my colleagues here. And I think you can help us, A, achieve this dream, and B, it would be helpful to you as well.
What would be really helpful to me, and the town in general, is if you told me the information that you have. After all, you are aware that people have been murdered.
I'm very aware. It's ghastly, to be honest. It takes my breath away whenever I think about it.
Right, well, at that point, he kind of sits back, he puts his chair back up, takes his boots off, opens a drawer, plops down a parchment, gets himself an ink and quill and says, now, you wanted me to write this down, so I'm assuming it's in detail. What exactly have you got to tell me?
I wanted you to make something official. Not so much write this down, but you can write this down as well if we come to that impasse.
Well, we seem to be at a bit of an impasse right now because you've come in
Yes.
here telling me you have information and pertinent to a murder, and now you seem very reluctant to give me that information.
Captain, I'm not reluctant. You just want to
Are
get
you
right to the
Are
point.
you asking without saying? Are you trying to imply is there a reward? Well, yes, there is. As of this morning, there is 50 gold crowns been offered for the apprehension and capture of said murders. So, if your information leads to the capture of these individuals, you would be able to claim this 50 gold crowns. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Well, that is quite enticing. A very generous offer on behalf of you and the city itself. We are not looking. How about this?
How about you
you
tell me the information?
If you were to, say, deputize our group, we could help aid in the capture. We wouldn't ask for a single gold piece, not one. And with information that we have uncovered ourselves, we may be possibly more apt. See, while you are guards and you guard quite well, we are detectives, where we go detect. Ifs.
You're
if you will.
detectives.
We are indeed.
That's what you are.
Absolutely, some of the best. Hence us coming to you with information that has not been seen.
Or
while it
has not yet, in fact, been reiterated or spilled.
Of course not. Captain, we each want something here, and I think what we have to give you is vastly better than in comparison to what we're asking for. We're asking to help you.
I
And
see.
we don't want to give this piece away because we want to show our value. We're bringing value to the table quite literally right now.
Well, let me explain this to you then. I'll humor you for a moment. It has been a long-standing rule and regulation as imposed by myself and whoever the standing mayor is, that nobody is to join the constabulary unless they have lived inside the foundations of Riverbreed for at least 6 months. Have you resided here for 6 months?
Well, Captain, to be quite honest, no, we have not. But
Right,
don't you
so
think that this is
perhaps
special circumstance?
If there is special circumstances, it would be based on the credibility and the value of the information that you have to present.
Sure.
Captain,
Yes.
if I may, Cyrano, we have been around this town for several days now, and honestly, your guards will not be able to deal with the threat that is afflicting you. Only one guard that I've seen has the wherewithal, the strength, and the bravery, and that guard's name is Tom Swain. Or was that his name?
Tom Swain.
He's a bridge guard and quite adept, and he's the only one that I have actual confidence in dealing with what evidence we have uncovered regarding the threat to your wealthy.
Interesting. And why would you say that? What exactly has Tom Swain done that's impressed you so much?
He has a fortitude about him, a will and a passion.
Oh,
to,
he is very enthusiastic, that's for sure.
And he
Always
actually
takes the shifts that nobody else wants.
and he trusts us to help the town, which is what we are trying to do. I don't think if we divulge this information that we do have, that your guards will be able to stop the threats.
But you see, and you may be correct, without the information, I can't possibly know that. And I'm trying to be as friendly and as cordial as I can. But I will say, now I know you have information, you're going to have to tell me or you're not going to be leaving here.
Undeputized is the end of that
Guys,
sentence,
I
correct?
think we should tell him and if our information is
Pepperjacks, thank you for
Yes.
the cheer, my friend.
Whoa,
Much
thank you,
love.
man.
Oh my god.
Thank you,
Jesus.
dude.
Rubberjack.
Wow. Tom
Here.
for mayor. Yay!
We do not
Let
deserve
me
that.
gift you some
Thank you.
nipsters and some fine mimics for your trouble, sir. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Awesome. Thanks, bud.
Annie, that's what I was getting to next.
Right, so
Perhaps,
give me the information, we'll discuss things, and once that's off the table, we'll then talk about your value and worth as potentially being deputized.
Sure. Now, we have found that there is a secret passage that leads from one part of town right to the middle of that wealthy sector of those homes. We know the entrance, we know the exit, we know the way through. And we believe that is the way the murderer has been entering the area. It's elementary, my dear Captain.
You stupid son of a bitch.
I love it.
In particular, you're talking about where?
The entrance and access point?
Mm-hmm.
So this sounds like valuable information then, is what I'm picking up on. My deductive
It may
skills
well
are going
be,
off
if
right
there's
now.
some
Okay.
validity to it, yes.
The wells in the middle of town, or that sector, leads to another well through caverns and caves and tunnels and such, down to the south sector, the well on the southeast side of town.
Well, you're saying the wells are connected.
I'm saying the wells are connected.
Now, how do you know that, being new people into town?
We
Because
are good detectives.
Deductive skills are off the charts, Captain. I would say you couldn't not have us on this case. You'd be doing a disservice to the entire town by not hiring us.
We've encountered it before. You don't know how many towns have secret fountain.
Oh
well
my
tunnels.
gosh, I get it. As soon as
Almost
someone
every
says
single
there's a
town.
murder that gets away out of
that's
this
always
town,
our first.
nine
let's check
times
the wells.
nine times out of 10, it's connected
as
wells.
exhaust
It's connected
tunnels
wells.
on Death Stars.
People never block up their wells. It's a real problem.
They don't.
Which is interesting.
And
So
while
your
we have
theory is the assailants are going in through the southern well on the south side, presumably, and then using that under the cover of darkness to sneak into the wealthy section, commit their dastardly deeds, and then escape the same way.
it would make sense why none of your guards who are all looking outward haven't seen anyone come inward.
And perhaps the two
it
guards
also-
last night were unfortunate enough to catch them as they left and attempted to interfere, and
It also would make sense considering the faith that surrounds this town, having to do with rivers and water and wells.
well, we will investigate this and see if that's the case immediately. And if it indeed does turn out to be credible evidence, the 50 gold crowns I will ensure is given to you as your reward. We apprehend them. I appreciate it.
Again, don't you think we would be better consultants on this? You say that we are not able to join the force unless we have been in town for 6 months. We uncovered something that was right under your noses in no less than 6 hours.
And that's well worthy of 50 gold crowns. I think that's more than fair reward.
How about temporary deputization? You know, just like for a few days.
Until the murderer is caught. I
How
think that,
about-
that's wonderful.
As good prospective citizens of Riverbreed, you keep doing what you're doing and you bring all the information to me. I can take care of business and you don't end up getting yourselves involved in something you shouldn't be involved in.
But we
And you get paid.
Well, the problem with that, my dear captain, is if we are to continue doing our jobs and a lead takes us somewhere, what if we are met with red tape, so to speak? What if we are met with with stout guards that will not let us into places because that's not where we're supposed to be.
Well, because
And
if
it
that's
leads-
the case, you might well be in places you're not supposed to be.
But what if it leads to a breakthrough like what we just found?
Well, then you come tell me.
No,
And
you
we
don't
act.
understand. The threat to this town is beyond the capabilities of a mere mortal.
A mere mortal.
I mean, we are.
Look, I have
Special.
been a captain of the guard for many years. I have a very good force. I understand. And yes, 2 of our number were unfortunately murdered last night. But now we have this information. I am sure we will be able to apprehend the...
Look, sir, I
You're
understand.
not.
But I want you to understand that we have been dealing with crazy forces on our journeys. And we are more than capable of dealing with this threat.
And we are more than capable of dealing with a overzealous axe murderer.
No, it's not an overzealous axe murder. It's a monstrosity of some kind.
Well, how do you know
There's-
that?
Because there's evidence of their
Bow, 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 bow,
special
bow, bow!
abilities.
Oh, you want more evidence, do you, Captain?
If you have it, you're going to have to tell me, yes.
We don't have to tell you.
Oh, well, you do.
Captain, think of it this way. There's murders happening left and right, day after day. Your reputation is tanking right now as a captain of the guard.
But
Oh,
think
yeah.
how my reputation will soar when I capture the
Right.
criminals.
2 guards have already lost their lives. If anything else happens, if you're not able to do it, even with the clue we just gave you, you're going to be in deep, deep doo-doo. So why don't you let us take on the danger and investigate it? We'll still report to you. Just give us a way to do it so that if something happens to us, that's not on you. You told us to stay out of danger. Told us to stay
But
out
if
of
I
danger.
deputize you, then it does fall back on me, doesn't it?
Nobody has to know but us that we're
No one has
deputized.
to know.
And the other guards.
You
We
can
could be
claim.
we could be secret. We could be secret agents, Captain.
Yes, secret agents. So that way we get it done. You look fantastic. You don't lose any more men, and we can investigate. And of course, we'll report to you whatever we find, but we just need to have access to it.
You do have a point. Our mayor being the way he is.
Mm-hmm.
If I was the one that managed to orchestrate and bring this in and solve it, I might be able to get that upgrade on lodgings I've been after.
There you go.
After
And then
all,
you
the
can
mayor's
keep your
not going
men
to do
guarding
anything
him.
for me unless I do something up and above and beyond for him.
Exactly. You keep your men guarding him, keeping him safe and happy.
And you guard the
Don't have
well that's in the rich part, and we deal with the one in the south sides. Lay a trap so they don't even enter the tunnel.
But I can do that with guards.
Not
I've got
They
47 men at
You
arms
have
at my command.
guards everywhere, and those 2 were still taken out.
Yes, but we didn't
Just
know
think
this
of your-
information
think
then,
of the
did we?
perception. The people are talking. We were just in the Silver Duck. The people are talking. They say, "Oh my God, guards now? What is this
Yeah.
town coming to? We
they
gotta
want
leave.
to. They want to exactly.
This isn't good for you. This isn't good for your career."
The money is leaving the city or town, whatever the fuck this place is.
The best way is to get us to do this fast and quietly, and you guys all stay safe. We're willing to take that risk for you.
Well, then take it.
Let you have all the credit.
All we need is a little shiny deputy star that says we
Yeah,
can
but
go.
that's
where
what
we
I can't do, because that
A
ties
secret
me
agent.
to you see.
Secret agent.
Okay, so this Tom guy, the Tom Swain, have him accompany us
Okay,
at
hold
the
on.
other well.
Is his name Tom Swain or is his last name Tom Swain?
I thought his name was Thomas Wayne.
I
Thomas
don't
Wayne.
know.
Okay.
I'm
Which
not
one is
friends
it?
with him.
No, his last name is Tom Swain.
Thank
So
you.
So I'm saying it correct. I'm saying it correctly, Tom Swain.
So what's
yeah.
his first name?
You haven't asked.
I knew it.
I was going to start calling him Tommy.
I know
Hey,
you
it fits.
Okay.
Yeah, he could accompany us to the south side, so you'd have a presence there while we deal with the threats.
Maybe
You
could
can-
do that.
could claim ignorance.
I can give
after
him
the
some
fact.
very specific instructions of what I'm willing to allow you to do and what you're not to do.
Then you could promote him for a job well done.
Or kick him off the force if you all turn out to be a bunch of charlatans. See, this is the other thing. I don't know any of you from Adam. So, and yet you're asking me to trust you.
You're in a very unique situation where you're going to have to.
Oh, half is
Well, what choice do you have? We're the only ones giving you any information.
Right, but now I have the information.
Well, we want to get you more information.
That's not going to be enough to solve this case, my dear Captain.
Captain,
How many more are going to die while you try to
No
solve
more,
this?
because I'm going to lay a trap this evening at both wells and catch these criminals red-handed.
Okay.
And you
know
will be
what?
the
Okay.
You do
proud
that.
recipients of 50 gold crowns for your valuable information.
What if, Captain, that doesn't happen? What if you don't stop another murder?
Then can we talk?
In the unlikely event that we fail this evening, then maybe. I'll have to take it up with the... Well, no.
And if you're willing to risk your citizens or your guards, that's fine with us. We'll wait it out, I guess.
Take it
If
up
you-
with who? What was that you just said? Who would you have to take it up with? You're the captain.
No, you're absolutely right. I don't have to take it up with anybody. I'll keep this to myself.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Look,
You dirty Captain.
we are on good terms with the High Priestess. She can vouch for us, our purpose. We have spoken to her at length. She has, didn't she? Yeah, she checked our true purpose, right? I mean, she tested us, didn't she?
Shut the door. Shut.
Okay.
I'll take my feet off the table and
Okay.
shut the door.
He says, look. I am aware that you assisted with the young rogue girl the other day, and while he didn't indicate who you were, and I didn't initially draw the conclusion, the corporal seemed to indicate you were all right. So I would more than happily work with you and let you take this risk. But you'll have to make sure that the mayor is not aware of your involvement in any way, shape or form, or it could be very awkward. I don't want the mayor involved in this whatsoever. You're going to do a deal with me, and I'm to break a law that we have adhered to for over a decade. I don't need the red tape and the problems that would come with the mayor being involved in it. So you're going to do this for me, and I will be very, very grateful, and obviously you'll get paid the 50 gold crowns, and for whatever desire you seem to have to take care of this problem. I mean, you seem so extremely excited to be involved. I'm assuming that it's some kind of weird thing about you, something you were into or whatever, but yes, if we do that, then I would agree to let you go and do this stuff.
It's kind of a problem with that.
Why?
Well, we are looking for someone,
Okay,
and the mayor seems to know where that someone is,
right.
but he won't talk to us. So we were hoping to help you with this problem of the murders in exchange for the mayor telling us who we're looking for is.
Yeah, no, we can't do that. I have to take credit for this.
Well, if you take credit for this, could you then ask the mayor for information?
Well, I'm going to be asking the mayor to allow me to move into a much nicer house here in town.
That's congratulations. But you could also still ask him for information about who we're looking for without us being involved or known at all. Maybe.
I could ask, I suppose, yeah.
Maybe to prevent a future occurrence, this person we're looking for could help, and you need to know where he is. How does that sound?
I can say that if you want me to. Sure, not a problem. But we just have to make sure that I'm
He's-
the one that talks to the mayor. You're not to do
Sure.
that.
We don't
Not
like
to
him
say
anyway,
that
so
you're working on this for me.
I don't want to meet the mayor again anyway. He's a smelly bastard anyway, so
The
it's fine with
wizard.
me.
Wizard.
Yes,
What about
we're
you?
looking for the wizard.
One that lives outside town.
Oh, yeah, apparently he's gone off somewhere. No one's seen him for a while.
Well, that's the thing. We have heard from good authority that the mayor has seen him within the time frame that everyone else has not seen him.
Well, if you ask the mayor.
We-
Oh, you said he wouldn't tell you. That's right. Wonder
Yeah,
why he wouldn't tell you. Maybe
Because
because
we weren't deputized.
Or maybe because when the wizard left, obviously under cover of night, with not wanting people to know that he was leaving, maybe he told the mayor in confidence and the mayor's not going to tell you. But don't worry about that. You're still going to get your 50 gold crowns, and I'm still going to get to move into a much nicer house when we capture these individuals. Maybe you can spend the 50 gold crowns on hiring a tracker or a wizard catcher or something.
I'm gonna look
All
at Sierra
right.
now.
Well,
and-
thank you anyway.
I
Well, what does
tried.
that
I
mean?
tried.
We're still going to be deputized, right?
As I said, I can't deputise you,
Well,
but I can send Tom Swain along with you, and you can
chaperone.
do whatever it is that you think you're going to do to apprehend these criminals and stop them before tonight.
All right. That's good enough.
And then what we'll do, of course, is we'll set up guards to watch both of the wells. Should you fail, then that way we've got a safety net.
Okay. I mean, yes, right?
Yeah,
Everyone?
sure.
Deal, Captain.
Excellent.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And don't worry too much about the whole wizard thing. This is far more important. Stopping murders, saving the town, that sort of stuff. Much more
Yeah.
relevant.
Yes, going on here.
Yeah, you're. I'm sorry to say you're very wrong, but sure. I'm just gonna get up and sulk towards the door.
Okay.
Fucking world's coming to an end with me. Open the door.
You
Grumble.
stomp out into the streets.
Sure, he knew where the wizard was or something about him. He just brushed that off quickly.
So what? We're gonna go to the southeast well, and then there's gonna be live baits, and then we can't. We'll be there too, but they don't want us there. I mean, how is this gonna work?
I don't know.
Well, maybe there'll be something with the information we're getting later tonight. That will help.
It's true.
Well, the problem is after sundown. What if they close off the bridges and we can't go to the south side?
Well, we have
We have Tom Swain.
Thomas Swain
Yeah, but
to help us.
Tom Swain!
We
But
have
what if he's
Tom-
just
Tom Wayne,
sent-
Tom Swain?
But what if he's just sent there, and then we can't meet up with him? You see what I'm saying?
We can call for him, ask for him.
Mm-hmm.
It worked last time.
It did.
Okay.
All right, so what's your game plan?
I'm gonna go pick up my cake.
All right, so you guys are going to just wait till this evening and go and pick that up
Yeah.
and meet with the dubious racketeer people.
Yes.
All right. Okay, well, that's probably as good a place as any for us to wrap it up this evening.
Okay.
So we will stop right there.
Bye.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. When I'm not playing a tree-hugging druid on How Reroll, I'm Shagget. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Shagget, where I stream casually, or on Twitter, if you can figure this out, at eneb_convos. How's that for laziest outro ever? My ass sass. See you guys.
Jane? Jane, what are you doing? You gotta record your outro. Jane? She's dead.
Hi. Jane's
dead, but it's me, Jane Spooky Ghost. You can follow me on my spooky adventures at Jane on Twitch with a 0. That's it. I'll talk to you guys later when you're dead. Please.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy, the Snuggler. Oh man, is it my 3rd campaign already? If you guys do want to follow me, I'm pretty active on Twitter at MattySweetTweet. And if this didn't scratch your D&D itch, Chris Tassix and I have a new podcast coming out. You can find out more information about that if you go to www.newcritsontheblock.com. Jane put it right there for everyone to see. We hope you guys go and check it out and enjoy it. Until next time.
Hi, friends and fans. It's me, Christy. Okay, that's good. I'm new and scared, like a lost little baby bear cub in the big spooky woods of streaming. But luckily, my mentors Snugs and Jane are here to guide me through with grace, and wisdom, and beauty, and muscles, and beauty again, but mostly muscles. Jane said I could promote my art and my D&D podcast. That's all I can say about that, because she also said that hogging the spotlight is selfish and ugly. So, thanks for everything, Snugs and Jane. This is Crispy, saying sayonara.
Hi there, I'm Gorbad. Welcome to the Orc's Nest. I'm the Dungeon Master here on How We Roll, and if you'd like to follow me personally, you can do so on Twitter at Gorbad. Check out thedmblog.com for all things Dungeon Master and Dungeons & Dragons related. And of course, you can follow me on twitch.tv/Gorbad. Also, guys, don't forget to keep up with all things How We Roll. Follow us on Twitter at How We Roll. Check out the website www.howweroll.com, and make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. Cheers, guys.